We have a special banana phone that the phone calls go to. Or did you throw that away?
No, it's back there.
Like, don't you dare throw away a banana phone.
I would never.
So what is the Patreon, Tom?
Patreon.com/IRR and ILL.
That's and spelled A-N-D.
A-N-D. Correct.
And the phone number is No One Cares.
302-316-0096.
The Hot Take Hotline.
Yep.
I love how you memorize that. I can't memorize my own fucking phone number.
Still?
No, I mean, I'm just...
I grew up like early enough that I had to remember people's phone numbers. So it's still in my head.
I know my house phone.
I know my old house phone that I haven't lived in like 25 years. That's like a random number I remember.
Me too.
I know one of my friend's cell phone numbers has 420 in it.
The 69 right after it.
No, I wish, or else I'd remember the rest of it. Notice I didn't give you the full number because I'd have no problem doing that.
He said it has 420.
I just know it has 420 in it. I don't know the other four numbers at all. I'm honestly not even 100% sure what the area code is. I'm pretty sure has a Southern Pennsylvania line. So it could be a 215 or the other ones. 48. Who gives a fuck?
No.
Why are we talking about fucking
area codes?
Area codes? Like, that's an interesting topic.
Hot topic.
Because we're old pieces of shit.
So,
This is all we have to talk about.
We have this new thing where we've been bringing gifts in for our guests. Tom, you want to start?
Sure.
Christ.
We come bearing gifts.
Uh-huh.
This one is for John because he's such a movie buff.
Yeah.
I got you a copy of...
Also just buff.
It's correct. I got you a copy of Love Actually on DVD.
Oh, I know damn well. That's a A24's best movie. Jordan Peele's directorial debut.
And for a one Matthew Bennett, we were just talking earlier about how, all we have is humor, and we're all getting older. There's nothing we can do to stop that. I got you this nice mug. It says,
Aww.
I'm not 50. I'm 49.95.
It's almost true.
I had you something to put in that cup. Do you want to know what it is?
Piss?
Tom's Vax card.
And there it'll stay.
You got Tom's Vax
Wait,
card.
is it your like measles, mumps, and rubella from when you were a kid? Or?
That's my COVID-19 booster card.
Oh, you're not getting that back.
It's a rookie card, dude.
No.
It's his rookie card. Is it your first booster?
Yes.
Is it your only booster, JJ?
Yes.
Oh, you got Johnson & Johnson. You got tap water, dude. You got the fucking, you got the injection that everybody actually on Q is really sure about. And they're right. They're right about that one. They're right about Johnson & Johnson.
I got what was available to me at the time.
That dude from the Chromax wouldn't even be in trouble if you're just like, yo, this actually does apply to Johnson & Johnson's vaccine. It will turn farm animals gay. It is crazy as shit.
For some reason, I had to drive to Coatesville, Pennsylvania to get that booster from here. That was the closest one at that time.
I could walk to get both my boosters.
I had a lady walking around my work, a nurse, just giving them away.
Just being like,
same needle.
Anybody want a booster?
Same needle.
Yeah.
And I drove up to the Lehigh Valley to get mine.
Well, it was a weird time.
And if you complain about the dirty needle, she would just give you a tetanus booster in the ass while she was there. Well, I got a needle for that too.
Dude, that was a weird fucking time.
Needle fingers. She's a good help around the office, isn't she?
Is that all you had?
Yeah, that's all I have because
I've got something for you guys.
Uh-oh.
I'm dreading this.
I hear a zipper opening.
Yeah.
I hope it's his pants.
There's one for each of you and then one for the show.
Oh
boy.
Which one do you guys want first?
Start alphabetical.
Dennis.
So do him first.
Okay.
Are we going last name alphabetical or first name alphabetical?
Yes.
All right. So
Dennis Alderson goes first.
you get... I'm
God.
pulling out Tom's too.
Oh, no.
You get a nice, cozy, comfy blanket for one of your legs. Because it's very small.
One of them.
What the fuck?
Oh, you haven't figured it out yet?
Is it ducks?
Yeah! The fucking
Turn it
goat.
around. Wait, turn it
I
around.
need to see this.
Is that the right...
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, there you go.
Give me one end of it. I'll stretch it out.
It's so small. It's like a towel.
Hold this. We're folding the American flag at a funeral.
Do not let that touch the fucking ground.
Wait,
If it does, we have to
these
burn it.
fucking idiots. It's sideways.
Well, otherwise it wouldn't work.
All right, there you go. Whatever.
There you go.
And now meet me in the middle. Somebody want to give me some taps on the trumpet, please?
I
Oh,
can't
fuck.
know.
What is it? It's a lie. You
Lilo?
still don't know? You still didn't know the entire time?
No.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
incredible.
Jesus Christ, Thomas.
I wish it was a bath towel.
I hope
Pretty
you
close.
I hope you brought some kind of vitamin for brain activity for this. Did you get,
I brought what's
you got
best.
some kratom?
No, I got what's best for your brain though.
Oh, yeah?
Shit. Oh, God.
More t-shirts?
Yeah, it's a new.
I love
Oh,
t-shirts.
God. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. It's the Tuck Man.
Yes! Yes! I guarantee you Dave Janis fights you for that shit.
I don't need hope and change. All I need is Tuck.
Like I said, someone will play Trump.
Look how high
taps on the
quality
trumpet.
that is too. It's made out of duct tape or something.
Yeah, the print doesn't feel thick at
That's
all.
how that one shirt you got from me was. The one you ain't seen a motherfucker like me.
I love Amazon.
Oh, you're fucking fantastic.
I thought that was off a Wish.
That's pretty
You
close.
got me this off
It will
Amazon.
be.
My Garfield shirt.
All right,
dude.
this one's for the show. I'm gonna
What about-
need you to hold it up.
What about
though.
John?
He doesn't. No.
I don't have feelings.
Oh.
I mean,
At least he's
I've still
self-aware.
got my gift from. I can re-gift your gift from last time. How do you feel about warplanes?
I heard he likes him, dude. I heard he's a big,
Here you go.
big into dogfighting.
This is for the show.
This feels like a banner.
I hope it's not the banner.
Please, I'll return it.
I think I see whiskers and I like where it's going. Oh, hell yeah.
How do you feel about
Oh, hell yeah.
7 feet by 5 feet of Garfield?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
I guess it's replacing the dragon.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Nah, I don't go there. It goes on the back wall.
Wow.
Fuck yes, dude. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Dude, that's fantastic.
Beat that, Murrow.
You and Murrow's war is ridiculous.
Murrow's gonna come back down with a car next time.
Smells like
He's got a full Garfield costume.
Dude, last fucking we did a Patreon episode with him, and he brought everybody Big Johnson shirts. I now own a Big Johnson NASCAR shirt. I was like, what the fuck year is this?
it smells like food.
I don't know what.
Hopefully lasagna.
It's,
Yeah.
it smells like those weird like dried noodles at like a Chinese spot.
Oh, those are good.
So
I like them, but they do have a smell.
soba noodles.
Nah,
The
the
little
crunchy
wonton
ones.
strip things.
Yeah.
Oh, those are banging as fuck, dude. You put
Yeah.
in that orange sauce or whatever.
Yeah,
it is?
yeah, yeah,
Duck
yeah, yeah.
sauce?
Plum sauce.
Cum sauce?
Yeah, man.
Damn. Oh, I got something. Fucking speaking of trombones playing taps,
That's going right up there.
This is fucking better.
Yeah. As it should.
This is from the Dream Journal. This is an invention I came up with on the toilet in the middle of, I think it was last Wednesday. It's the scuba tuba. Because you know how like when scuba divers are underwater, like they have like that line that goes off the boat, so like you can like keep track of where they are. Mm-hmm. This is actually a really long device that comes out of the back of well, kind of like a snorkel, but a lot longer. Mm-hmm. So as they are swimming along, like, this sticks out of the water and just goes burp, burp, and just like does like baby elephant walk. It's like burp, burp, burp. So the people in the boat can always keep track of where the scuba diver is.
Sure.
That's a great idea.
Or I could do it like make
I
it
feel
more.
like Dave Hack just bought 3 of them.
Or I could do a more modern version where it's like what's that thing called? You can breathe underwater, but it doesn't need tanks.
A rebreather?
Rebreather. But just when the bubbles break on the top of the water, it goes it's like scuba tuba, dude. And like it'll save lives, I think, for underwater
Enthusiasts.
research. Yeah. The future Jacques Cousteaus of the Cousteausians society.
You know, they probably would have found Cthulhu by now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
They had one of
This-
those.
They just had a fucking
Yeah.
trumpet.
It's just a matter of time now.
Yeah.
We were like, Lovecraft was right. Yeah. Was that a tuba impression?
Yeah, man.
Oh, good, dude.
It's probably gonna stink.
I thought there was a tuba in the room.
It was more of a tromboner, if you ask me.
Yeah, remember we were in a band with a dude who played oboe?
Yeah. Did he play oboe? Was that
He was
it?
an oboe
No, it was
player.
clarinet.
No, it was oboe.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
the manly clarinet. It's a clarinet if you're not a puss.
Wait, who the fuck played the oboe?
Brian
Brian.
Braska.
Oh.
He played other horns, but he started out as an
Other
oboist.
horns.
Because he was in ska bands.
He was.
Yeah.
He played saxophone.
On purpose. On purpose.
Yeah, he was in a ska band playing saxophone.
On purpose.
He was in Doot Doot bands.
He is in tutu bands, dude.
Yeah, man.
Did you ever have a do ska music, Matt?
Do what?
Did you ever play ska at all?
No.
Or even ska punk?
No. No.
The
But I do like a lot of it.
The first band I was ever in that played shows, they wanted to cover Rancid's Ruby Soho.
I'm trying to picture that now.
And I out and out refused to do it because I think Rancid sucks and they've always sucked. So they would do it anyway. And I would just have to stand up there like a fucking chump while our bass player sang it in like that fake Tim Armstrong voice. Like, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I need to find something better to do.
And then you started Dead and Buried.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And I was like, damn, I wish I was back at Shark's Tavern playing Ruby Soho in front of 30 people. Jesus Christ. What do you got there, Tom?
Before we get into today's topic later on,
Okay.
I do have some daily jocularity for us.
Oh, this is a fun new segment. This is actually a segment inspired by Matthew here, because one of our favorite things in the entire world has been for quite a long time is normie memes. Mm-hmm. Workplace memes, office memes, the ones that like
hanging over the water.
People are like, oh, John Wren, you're youthful. Here's a funny meme. You should LOL that. And you're just like, I want to end my life, But Cindy from accounting is like fucking just guffawing at this goddamn shit. So.
Meanwhile, they have no idea the darkness that we laugh at.
Yeah. As we watch Down syndrome cooking shows on Instagram.
Dude, did you see the meatloaf that he made today?
Dude, I hate it when people put that tomato glaze on top of meatloaf, but that shit looked banging.
Right.
So everybody who has Instagram, follow Downright Delicious on Instagram. Is what's his kid's name?
Drew.
He's this kid with Down syndrome that does 30 seconds?
A minute tops.
A minute long cooking shows. And some of the shit he makes looks so fucking delicious.
He puts the barefoot Contessa to shame.
Oh, dude, he kills it, dude.
Just better wash your damn hands.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Step one.
Okay, so back to daily jocularity. This is just for everybody to have some lighthearted romp through.
I don't actually know what you do, John, but I assume you do something with a computer in there.
He's a cop.
You still work for the first responders, don't you?
Yeah. But I don't do any of that shit. I'm like I'm the soup.
You're soup?
I just fucking boss people around.
I'm more of a stew.
He's a nice lentil.
Yeah.
Nice lentil boy. Well,
solid miso
here
broth.
is I actually got this from my normal plug of normie memes. My old co-worker from ShopRite days, who goes by the Instagram handle Rostagramps.
That's awesome.
He's never stopped giving to the show.
This dude loves weed and normie memes, dude. This is a picture of, it's just like a creek with some trees and shit around it. You can see it here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it says, the original PlayStation, The Creek.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Dude, so much imagination.
He ain't lying. That was where, because before PlayStation, there was creeks.
Dude,
Yeah, man.
the creek in Willow Run, I spent many evenings throwing rocks.
I know you're saying, dude, we're on, PlayStation 5 now? Mm-hmm. Surely they've been around longer than creeks. You'd be so wrong. Creeks have been around
for at least 50 years or something, right?
At least 50 years, right?
We've had creeks for 50 years.
Didn't they have a bicentennial a couple months ago?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For all creeks,
They had I think Jamie Foxx hosted it. It was pretty sick, dude. It was before his accident, so whenever that was.
Okay.
Shout out Jamie Foxx, get well soon, son. But yeah, creeks, dude. The original PlayStation. I was like, damn.
I could go for some rock throwing right now.
Oh, dude.
You remember when the creek would freeze and you go stomp on it?
Do I remember?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, we're talking creek, so this is for the real dogs right here.
This is creek.
Who remembers?
This is creek talk.
Who remembers cricks?
I'm from Delco, so we say cricks.
They're actually different as far as I've always told. They're different. A crick you can step across. A creek you cannot.
Huh.
I was always told it's crick when you're just referring to the body of water, but when it's by its name, it's whatever creek.
Oh, that's fancier though.
Man, we're from Delco. We're one step up from being, Cro-Magnon.
Well, you're obviously bougier than Newcastle County, Delaware. So
One step over a creek, maybe.
yeah.
Get out.
What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? My world just went all topsy-turvy and whatnot, dude.
Bum, bum, bum,
Up is down, left is right. Cats are living with dogs. Man, it's hysteria.
What else you got?
That's the only one I had, man.
One?
I told you, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
My plug he was dry this week, dude. I don't think his shipment came up from the Keys. So I only had one fucking... Yeah, no, because I think the Phillies or the Sixers are doing well. And he's also a sports guy, so it's been mostly sports memes I don't understand.
Fuck that shit.
And not like the real bread and butter.
Well, speaking of shit not coming through, my normal plug is recycling shit. And it's easier and easier to find. Like this one was recycled from April for some hashtag Thursday motivation.
So she's a meme hack?
Yes. Even worse. Some hashtag Thursday motivation for you.
Oh.
It's not enough to wish for it. You need to work for it.
It's not untrue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Teamwork makes dream work or something.
And we were just talking about what's her name from the Golden Girls? Dorothy, not Dorothy.
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur's character, and it's her on the couch with like the blanket and a coffee cup with her hand over her head like so.
Yeah.
Oh, OMG! It's Monday morning,
Oh.
dude. I hate Monday mornings at work, dude.
You know who else hates Mondays? Mr.
big old
Garfield
G.
right here. Yeah, man. The big G.
The King G.
Got my drip on today, dude.
And here's one of it's a cartoon drawing of 3 old men sitting on a bench.
Oh.
Not unlike this podcast.
Oh.
It's
So you're the bench?
Yeah. My face is the bench, I hope. One says, "It's windy." The second guy says, "No, Thursday." And the third guy says, "Me too. Let's get some beers."
Oh, wow.
They're all mixed up.
Old guys are rascals, dude.
They're all mixed up, man. I don't know what's going
You
on.
can't believe it.
As the mortal bard said, they're all mixed up. They don't know what to do.
Dude. And there's one of a dog with his hands in like a position on a desk. It says, top text, "Today is the day I can feel it. Today I will catch that tail."
I hope he got it.
Here's hoping he does, man.
Yeah. Here's the
hoping he
hope.
does. Bosco, I hope you do, buddy.
Let's see. Today's Tuesday. This is apropos.
Oh.
Do you know what rhymes with Tuesday? Do you know what rhymes with Tuesday?
What?
Tequila.
I wish
And
Pee-wee did the big shoe dance on your head. With a gun.
and the last one. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts, and that's kind of the same thing.
I know that's right.
Ain't just whistling Dixie, though. It's true.
That's what
I mean, you ever have an apple crumb? Perks up the morning a little bit. And I don't even care if it's fake apple. It still blows through me like a regular apple.
like I blew up this room earlier.
Ugh. Grow up. Grow up, Thomas. Jesus Christ. Is that all you had for the Daily Jocularity?
The Daily Jocularity, yes
Now,
it is.
let's bring us down to a little romantic level, Thomas. You want to go first or you want me to go first on this one?
You keep going first.
All right. Well, as you know, Instagram and social media in general is a fantastic thing and brings us lots of great shit.
Lots of entertainment.
Now,
yeah.
I've always been falling down the wormhole of, pornography since I've been like 11. But not until the invention of the internet, till the comments under pornography and pornography-related material.
I would say like the not sorry to cut you off, like the widespreadness of the social media culture, the fact that people can now interact with everything.
Oh yeah,
is what changed it.
Interacting will also mean that the person will reciprocate, but
you would think,
yeah. Well,
or some would think.
If you're ever on taking a shit, and all
as you do.
There's nothing really happening anywhere else. You need something to look at. Just go on Instagram, look up any porn star whose names you can remember. I guarantee they have a fucking profile. You don't have to follow it, so your fucking wife or girlfriend yells at you. But you can just look at it because they're always public. And just look at the comments. Don't even have to look at what's going on in the pictures. Just look at the comments, and you will find some of the greatest examples of humanity ever offered to the world.
So true.
And what I'm bringing to you today is from... Who here loves fucking MILFs? MILF fans, anybody? John hates them, obviously.
Yeah.
This is one.
He hates all moms.
One Ryan Keeley.
The greatest MILF
Yeah,
of all time,
yeah.
you mean?
America's stepmom.
Yeah.
Well,
She's a nice lady.
she's a very nice lady. She's a true angel. This was she posted a quick video of her just dancing in the street with a glass of wine while some dude was like Tokyo drifting in the background.
Sounds kind of cool.
That sounds kind of bitching.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And these are some of the comments. I picked my favorite ones, and some of these I will give the disclaimer that underneath of them it'll have the option for C translation because they're obviously not in the Queen's English. They're in that weird cuneiform, Sanskrit text. But some of these, I don't understand why she doesn't write back to some of these people because they're obviously treasures. And this is a segment called Language of Love, and this is from the picture of Miss Ryan Keeley just in a nice little outfit in the middle of the street drinking a glass of wine, just kind of shimmying and shaking. This one comes from Ahmad F 2336. So he's a 2336 Ahmad F. I want to build a serious Baghdad alley in secret. Urgent fire emoji. Now, as you see there, it says "see original." That means I translated that from his native tongue. Mm-hmm. But what it translated to was, "I want to build a serious Baghdad alley in secret, urgent." I mean, fucking Ahmad.
I mean, I'm no prude, but serious Baghdad alley sounds kind of rough.
It does, dude.
Even for Ryan Keeley.
Especially when it's urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Paul J. Isaac 68, which is one number away from the funny number.
No, 68's the better one.
It says toes of a goddess. Pretty tame. Right underneath of them, it says, this is from Jonathan Lim Ka Chang. It says, try to do it on Nintendo Switch workout game and see if you can beat the records. Now, that is not a translation. That's somebody that's their native tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, try to do it on Nintendo Switch workout game and see if you can beat the records. Miss Keeley, if that is your real name. I mean, honestly, it's kind of threatening, and it's kind of like, dude, calm down, man.
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember this being a competition.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
let her live.
It's like, calm down, Mr. Chang, dude. You're just, whatever. Then we got King Fairy X, 1986.
Ooh.
Shame on you. What are you doing? It's past you. Don't pour the wine in the ghee. Ghee, is that
Yeah,
ghee?
it's like an animal fat.
I was thinking it was the fucking karate uniform.
No, that's GI. Or, yeah
GI.
he's talking about clarified butter.
Yeah, it's like a butter thing.
Mm-hmm.
So her not pouring the wine into the ghee has brought her shame, apparently, in the eyes of King Fairy.
You better pour that wine in that ghee.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that was what she was thinking of as soon as the video was clicked. She's like, I gotta get home to the ghee.
I gotta get back to this ghee.
Yeah.
My ghee's gonna turn.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is a ghee hustle, dude. And now __Naveed ___ said, last night I remembered you twice. I am no longer in it. Shooting star emoji.
Shooting star.
He's no longer in it. Yeah. Classic Naveed, dude. Now that also has C original underneath it, which means I translated it from his native tongue, which I'm sure was just Pennsylvania Dutch.
Damn.
But, now we got Pregent Stefane wrote, we have those in my young age, big wheel. Wheel is spelled W-E-E-L. We have those in my... young is also spelled without the N. And the A and H has the... What do you call that accent mark?
I don't know what that...
The one, it's like
a carrot.
It's like the greater than symbol. Flipped on like a little... It's like the A's wearing a silly hat.
I actually don't know what
we have
it's called.
those in my Yug Aj big wheel. And I was like, that's a very valid point. And Jassy 98622273, over smart looking. Then a heart
She's too
emoji.
smart. She's too smart.
Was there a
Over
C
smart.
translation on that one?
No.
I didn't think
That
so.
person's obviously from New Jersey. Now, Waleed Jamal 2022 says, I'd like to talk to you, please. Followed quickly by Waleed Jamal 22 saying, I would like to buy a design from your store. Please, may we talk?
Dude, he's got money burning a hole in his pocket.
He's being very urgent.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe he has a Baghdad alley he wants to fucking... Now, this one here, I don't understand what they're getting at here, but this is M. Mud Small. He just writes, very mixed. I was like, maybe she needs like a nice batter, or... I don't know.
Some ghee, probably.
Maybe that's her form of martial art. I don't know. And now Sanaya62944 writes, online service available. Heart emoji.
Is that Sarvice?
Yeah. Sarvis.
Okay.
But the other thing maybe that's just nice is like, oh, maybe like her internet was out earlier and she was like walking out in the street to try to get like better service.
Signal, yeah.
Signal. And then nice old Sanaya here found it for her, dude. And, you know, good on you, Sanaya. It's nice of you to be a trooper like that and look out for your favorite porn star like that. Now, this one here actually has me quite concerned, and I was going to call the proper authorities. But this was actually from 4 days ago. It's from MDLAL7874. I'm sorry you called. I couldn't take the call. I couldn't. You okay? How and are you? I like you a lot. I want to be friends with you.
That is...
So apparently Ryan tried to call this guy.
Yeah.
But he couldn't take the call, man. He was in the middle of something. And now he wants like, oh, I don't want, upset you by not taking your call.
And he obviously it's not pressing enough to send a direct message, so he probably commented
or call again.
Yeah, he probably commented on the most recent thing.
It's just low priority.
Yeah.
He says right there he just wants to be friends.
Yeah, he'll get to it when you get to it.
Nothing serious.
Yeah, exactly. He's like maybe like he didn't want her to get the wrong idea from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That he wanted to be more than friends. So it's pretty bad when your Instagram porn star and you're getting friend zoned by some dude who doesn't even have an avatar in his profile.
He's just a shadowy outline.
But hopefully it all works out, and that is language of love. And that's all. You got anything for language of love there, Thomas?
Well, while we're on the topic of MILFs,
Oh,
I think this starlet might be a future MILF. I'm not sure of her parental status, but today I'm talking about Miss Lena Paul.
oh, she has that weird mole on her shoulder.
Maybe you've heard of her.
She's a weird mole on her shoulder. I want to bite it off.
This is just a regular picture that she posted. Clothes on, pretty enough.
Okay.
She just could be going out for like some mozzarella sticks. And
Sure,
something,
yeah, some nice restaurant,
Like
nice
old friends in town.
nice black gown on.
Yeah, should reconnect with some friends. Have a
I'm
good
gonna
night out.
preface this by saying none of these have a C translation.
Oh,
These are all good old
These are
U.S.
homegrown.
Yes,
these are homegrowns, dude. Or the UK.
Rope Shidden Upstate said, "Say when."
Rope shit.
Rope Shidden, SHIDDEN.
Rope shit.
Rope Shidden Upstate.
All right.
As opposed to his nephew who's like downstate.
Yeah,
That's my favorite band from Troy.
His ex-members of Straight Jacket.
Rope Shidden Upstate Recordings.
How can we Straight Jacket, bro? We're working on this new project called Rope Shitting.
Swoley Maui said, "Everybody eating that. I'm good."
Yeah, he doesn't like seconds,
Yeah, it's like hold his mozzarella sticks till he gets there,
Dude,
Yeah.
if you wait, they'll bring you more breadsticks.
Yeah,
That's
right.
how it works.
Yeah.
They're endless.
You can even ask for pumpernickel if you want sometimes. Or bring that nice honey butter.
Drew Ski said, "I thought she was the woman from Yellowstone."
Huh.
A simple Google could
Yeah.
fix that.
Yeah.
You
Has he
crazy
not heard
guy.
of IMDb. Fucking Drewski is so lazy.
He always was, dude.
Yeah, he'll never be rope shitting.
Jessica_Insta 2022 said, "I like to do gang."
Oh, she shouldn't do that, dude. You gotta leads to trouble. She'll end up incarcerated.
That's right.
Or worse. Possibly dead.
Yes.
Stay away from gangs, alright? Alright.
Bingo Calderon 83 said, "Lazy eye, much Rick Ross," laughing emoji.
Oh, dude.
God damn.
Fuck! Did she, like, in the picture, does she actually have a lazy eye?
I mean, you could argue maybe, but I don't think so. I don't see
Can
it.
you really even tell if a person has a lazy eye unless their eyes are moving?
If they're pointing in different directions, I think.
Well, yeah, but they're super obvious, yeah. But
Yeah,
most
yeah.
times you can't even tell till you're like, wait, that one went left 2 seconds before the other one did. That's normally how I figure it out.
I think
Damn.
one eye just doesn't want a job.
Lazy eye.
It's an art
Indy,
degree.
Indy was the dog says,
Oh, it's a great reference.
Yeah, yeah.
Name the dog, Indiana. John knows what's up.
"Why don't you tag who this girl is? Make no sense."
It doesn't.
This is on Lena Paul's profile.
Yeah.
Why didn't she tag Lena Paul? I don't know.
It actually would be fucking hilarious if you just constantly
She
tag
tagged
yourself
herself.
and then liked it and then like comment on like, haha, I remember this picture.
You got to drive up that algo, dude.
I remember this picture from when I posted it 2 minutes ago.
Master _cut _786 says, am blind ... because you.
Ooh. She like throw
Damn.
acid or something?
Must have.
She Harvey Dent that motherfucker.
I'm thinking Medusa or something.
She did like one of those like remember from the Kung Fu theater movies where they would just have the powder in their hand. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like guys like. "Ah."
It was one of those ninja moves.
What did they do to fucking Van Damme in Bloodsport? Did they do that in Van Damme in
Salt.
Bloodsport?
It was salt.
Was it salt?
Yeah, and he had that really overacting scene of him with the fucking
He's like-
salt.
Yeah, he hit it in his belt thing or whatever.
Bolo Yang.
Yeah. Dandelion
Just died recently, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
RIP. Dandelion _DK5 says, thanks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, MO. Oh, Mom. Thanks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Mom.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What if that actually is like her child?
Well, nice enough for him to acknowledge it,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could have just left like a note on the kitchen counter or
ILY
text.
ILYASM SRABC. Whatever.
I love you, ASM.
As
much.
Marbesi. I don't know.
I
Hello.
think I'm reading too far into this one.
Yeah. Hello, can we meet ... laughing emoji ... greetings ...
He would sound like. What if you actually didn't meet that guy and he just was just laughing constantly, like the emoji, just like just like tears coming out of his eyes, like.
Dude, calm down, man.
All right, it's good to meet you, I guess.
All I said was hi.
Like Jesus Christ, dude. Like take it in a notch.
Jammit78 says
Jam it.
Jam it.
Kirk
Jammit.
JAMMIT.
Fuck yeah.
So Kirk Jammit maybe.
Kirk Jammit, dude.
78 says one day.
That's
ominous.
It's very
yeah,
ominous.
That's
He's gonna
ominous.
kill her.
That could go either way, Jammit. Like it could mean like we could go out for like turkey tetrazzini, or I could just have your head go rumbling around in my wheel well of my car. It could go dark territory. It could go to someplace really nice.
Hopefully out to this proverbial restaurant.
Yeah.
And Northern Guy Moved says
So he's
butter.
Southern guy
He says
or Eastern guy.
Butter. It's all-
Butter.
Butter.
UMM butter.
Must be a new kind of butter I've never heard of before.
And finally, I saved my favorite for last.
Oh God.
This is from Refilo _ Fakiza _1. I don't know.
That's the guy who played the Hulk. Buffalo. Fuck easy.
At Dr. _Coker _ has saved my marriage. My husband and I was on verge of divorce after series of misunderstanding and lack of commitment. We felt it was better. We have been separated for about 12 weeks. All this week of separation was the worst days of my adult life. I still love him so much, but he was completely drifting away from me, before I saw
Finally.
yes, that's why I threw it in there, because I saw comments about at Dr. _Coker _ and how he has restored many broken marriages, so I decided to get in touch with him, now my husband and I are like twin souls. He doesn't seems to let me out of his sight. Thanks, spiritual Coker, the love binding spell was indeed amazing. I'm having a lovely time.
That's awesome, man.
I'd like to start with I'm glad you're having a lovely time.
I'm glad that worked out for him, or her,
Them,
because everybody got a husband.
Seemed like everybody was happy,
especially
so,
if Dr. Coker's involved. That
Yeah.
dude can bring anybody together.
Dr. Coker does great work.
He
Clearly.
does fucking great work, dude. I mean, look what he's done for everybody. I mean, this guy's he's singing from the treetops. It's all over porn stars' fucking comments page.
You got to get him anywhere.
And he's so impressed with the service. He's just got to spread the word to everybody.
Screaming from the mountaintops,
everyone.
man.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's
I feel like your language of love should go a little bit deeper, and you should start just reading the comments off of Pornhub.
Well, what I was
Because some
going
of
to
those
do.
are fucking amazing.
What I was going to do was I actually have been doing this for years. I'm an X videos man.
Whatever.
Pornhub's great, dude. But,
X videos,
X videos are my
spank bang.
we
whatever.
love
my favorite.
tube sites.
I used to. Matt knows this. I used to always go on there and troll the comment section after I was done coming, because I come and then I hate myself for 3 minutes, and then I get the sillies. So I would just leave
zoomies.
comments on just porn videos. Like one was just this guy railing on a girl. I've said this a million times, and I just write, did anybody see the new Iron Man movie. It wasn't as good as the first, but I thought it was still pretty good. And that's all I wrote. And then people were just fucking like, you fucking virgin, you fucking F slur, but actually using the full word. Like, go back to your mom's house. I'm like, how do they know I was at my mom's house? You know, and shit like that. And
I haven't left.
And I was doing it on tons of videos. One was like, I bet this dude has a really cool car, and a couple of other things. And it was all like the same stuff, and it was hilarious. And I was going to start compiling it, but if you've ever left like a comment on a YouTube video and somebody replies to your comment or even likes a comment, you get an email saying like someone liked or replied to your comment. Whereas X videos, that doesn't happen. So I would actually have to actively go back and refine the videos where I left the comment and then keep doing that. And it was just too much of a headache, where this is more payoff and easier. So I learned all how to do it from Dr. Coker. He can save your marriage.
And that was my language of
That
love.
was a good one, dude. Damn. I really want to know more about Dr. Coker, dude.
We'll have to find his profile
Well,
and do a
I know where
deep
you
dive.
can find it.
Me too.
Dr.
At
underscore Coker
Dr. underscore Coker underscore.
That's going to be our next guest.
I hope so.
Yo, I heard you're good at saving marriages, dude. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's your secret?
It's like,
Is
how
it
do you
really
do it?
is it really communication? Is it in the bedroom, or is it a
I'm like-
combination of the
I'm like,
three?
you go in that room for a week. You go in that room for a week, leave each other alone. They come back, they love each other. Throw a blue chew in the middle of the room. Yes, he's fucking killing it, dude. Coke dog.
I want to know where his doctorate came from.
Hollywood Upstairs Medical College, obviously. Him and Dr. Nick Riviera were fucking frat brothers. Oh, fuck me. Either that or like the Chubb Institute, the Rock, one of those online
University of
schools.
Phoenix online.
Got it from Lincoln Tech.
Yeah. I got my degree, and he starts crying in front of his kids, and his kids hug him and shit, and you feel good about yourself.
Looking for a big degree.
Shout out to Dr. fucking Coker __.
You guys want some news?
Boy, do I.
This is the only reason I came.
Good, because I've got
Yeah, this is how I stay up to date on.
I don't know, ever since Tucker went off, I don't know how to keep up with current events anymore.
Well, now we've got Tucker and current events.
Damn. The talk.
Thanks to Matt. Now we're all dog guys here.
Yeah.
You know that they tried to ban barking at a Montreal dog park?
You think DMX was just... Never mind. He's dead. I shouldn't talk bad about him.
Don't speak ill of the dead, especially not.
Insensitive.
Sorry, X. Don't give it to me.
Well, no barking sign at Montreal dog park unleashes fury from pet owners. Some Montreal dog owners were stunned this week to learn the dog park they've been taking their furry friends to has suddenly outlawed barking. Violators could be fined between $500 and $2,000, according to a new sign posted on the gate of the park at the corner of the borough. The sign stipulates that it is forbidden for your dog to let your dog bark, whine, or howl. It's stressful, to be honest. I'm always looking around to see if my dog is doing good. She's not barking too much. No, it's not fun anymore. Whatever that means. The borough of St. Leonard confirmed to CTV News that while the sign is new, the bylaw is not. The sign refers to an article in the City of Montreal's bylaw on the control of domestic animals. Quote, the sign was intended to help reduce the nuisance experienced by the neighborhood surrounding the dog park, wrote Anne Emile Thibault, a spokesperson of the borough, in an email.
Dogs will bark.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's how they talk to each other.
Yeah.
spot on, but it's like, I just imagine like the first person to see the sign, was you said it was Montreal, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, dogs not barking? What's the big deal, guy? You know, just like something like that, just like all friendly about it. We saw your sign that you put up there, city. We don't like it at all.
You have to do it with a French accent.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, that's right. It's Montreal.
Montreal's
Yeah.
are Quebecois.
Yeah,
They're
that fucking reference doesn't count then.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, they're not as
as
friendly.
someone whose house backs up to a fucking park, you got to get used to park noise. And if it happens to be a dog park, you got to get used to dog noise.
You should probably know that when you buy the place too. I would think that
Yeah.
there's a dog park there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've looked
or
around.
you should have attended the community meetings if,
Yeah,
when
you
they were
know?
talking about it.
It's like, I know every Sunday I'm going to hear the soccer games going on at Del Rec. You know, it's just like, I know it's going to happen. So But that's just, you grow up next to a park, or you live next to a park, that just happens. Mm-hmm. So if you grow up next to a dog park, you're going to have to expect some barking, some whining, some howling.
A little bit of everything.
A turd or two, you know what I mean?
Dog owners said Friday they couldn't believe the city would ban barking at a dog park and say it's natural for dogs to bark while playing. The St. Leonard borough did not answer several questions about the rule,
Dogs don't live in boroughs.
such as who will enforce this. Dog owners are also looking for more answers, including why the city did not consult them first. Great question.
As heartless as cops can be, I don't even see cops, like the most diehard people-killing cops, being able to yell at dogs all day.
No.
It's like, shut the fuck up! You know, like tear gas the dog, and there's like,
I feel like
but look at his little feet.
I feel like these fucking laws are like those ones that you hear about that some like fucking podunk borough in the middle of nowhere has like, oh, you can't ride your bike barefoot while eating ice cream on Sundays because there was, and the only reason they wrote that law is because some fucking asshole had a kid that did that, and they were like, you know what, this is how we're gonna find him.
Yep, some politician's
Or
kid.
was it something that was like written up in like the 1400s where that meant they were a witch?
Yeah.
You know? Like, she has 3 dogs that bark. That means she's casting spells, dude. It's like,
Gotta be.
it's got to be some stupid bylaw like that.
Yeah, the borough is working on measures of the park, including a new fence or hedges to perhaps limit noise coming and making the fence.
Do they know
fence
hedges
opaque.
and fences don't keep noise out?
It helps to bounce a little bit, but it's still outside. So, fucking Canucks.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
walls and a roof maybe, but a fence?
I find that offensive.
Fucking got him. Dunking on that motherfucker. Says sucking Montreal.
Yeah, the least friendly part of Canada.
Oh.
Now, how about a sex story?
Gross.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yuck.
A man age 30 dies with a ping pong ball up his ass after being electrocuted while pleasuring himself.
Don't worry.
It's a sad story.
I was fine.
He walked off.
The single 30-year-old from the Czech Republic was found dead on the floor of his bedroom by firefighters who were forced to kick his door down. His concerned parents sought help after he failed to open his locked door, despite them knocking for a long time.
Looking for the ping pong ball for the table.
He's been up there a long time, and I really want to get this game in. Doctors revealed in a report outlining the...
Can you just imagine the noise of... What happened to the ball? I don't know. I'm going to go to my room real quick.
Doctors revealed in a report outlining the unusual circumstances of his death. Police found an electric massage device laying next to the unidentified man's body, which was still connected to the mains. Another object around 9 centimeters in length was also lodged in his rectum that doctors said was a round plastic cylinder onto which a ping pong ball was fixed with which a plastic wrap was placed. Like so.
Oh, you have a picture of him.
I sure do.
Shove the bottle up his ass? That's awesome.
That's the business end of a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah, it's a Gatorade bottle with like a clove of garlic on it or something. That's some real Eastern Bloc shit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's like the MacGyver of sex toys there, dude.
Hey, the mother
So
of...
what, did the actual ping pong ball or this thing get caught in his ass?
I think both.
Fuck yeah,
It's like a
dude.
garbanzo bean and a...
They say the mother of
Like a pearl onion.
the mother of invention is necessity.
It's true.
It's true.
So an autopsy carried out 48 hours after his death revealed a strange foreign body in his intestine too.
It was a foreign ping pong ball?
The doctor said was a round plastic cylinder onto which was pressed.
I love that they can't just say Gatorade bottle.
Right.
It's like the dude had a guy had a sports drink up his ass.
Well, if they mention
quit beating
the
around the bush, dude.
Arctic Frost.
if
cherry.
Gatorade wants brand placement, they got to pay. Clearly.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah.
Internal exams also revealed that he suffered from internal organ congestion, swelling in the lungs and brain
But high electrolytes.
due to
Sodium
tapped
level was perfect.
or
Thirst quenched.
due to trapped fluid while blood was found trapped in the heart chambers. He really fucked himself up.
She's taking the cap off the Gatorade
Literally.
bottle to catch all them fluids for him.
He forgot the classic. You're supposed to hydrate before you put the ping pong ball in your ass.
Yeah.
And shock yourself.
I'm just trying to figure out where the electrical shock came in.
Yeah, that wasn't very clear on that part, but poor guy.
So he was guilty of being a silly goose.
Let's see. Would you rather have a fake leg story or another dog story first?
Yes. The answer is yes.
I'll start with. I'll tell you. I'll do the
Go
fake
paragraph
leg.
for paragraph, alternate back and forth.
A St. Louis man says American Airlines lost his prosthetic leg and won't reimburse him. SMH, exactly. St. Louis. Dealing with a prosthetic leg is not easy as people think it is, said Michael Williams, a St. Louis resident. He said,
I don't think any of us, and anybody thinks it's easy.
No, dealing with an airline that lost your prosthetic leg is even harder. You can't do this to somebody that's disabled. Just say, hey, we lost something of yours, but we're not going to pay for it.
But you have to do it to someone who's disabled, because if they don't have a prosthetic leg and are abled, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Exactly. That's what American Airlines told him. This all started in 2020 when Williams...
It's your fault for not having a leg, that's what they told him?
Basically.
Nice.
Was flying from Indianapolis to Charlotte on his way home. A special made leg. I put it in my suitcase. I put the sticker on it that says fragile. I gave it to the young lady at American Airlines when I was checking in. When I got to the St. Louis airport, they roll me downstairs to baggage claim. I'm sitting there waiting for my luggage to come off, and it never comes off.
I'm picturing him just rolling him, not like in a
He was
chair.
probably in a wheelchair.
Down a fucking...
No,
just push
They
him.
kept unfurling a carpet and you could just roll out of it. Also, when it said he had a leg stamped fragile, I kept thinking of Christmas Story.
Oh, the
When
lamp.
He's like, fragile. Must be Italian.
Must be Italian.
Yeah. Damn, so it is
That's why
Italy.
someone took it. They're like, I'm making a fucking
Get it
lamp
out
out
of
of
here.
this. I'm making a lamp out of this thing.
I just think that he had such a sexy leg.
Williams said he followed all of American Airlines' delayed or damaged baggage protocols, verified what was missing, and submitted a claim. He said he eventually received a reimbursement check of a little more than $600. When I spoke to the young lady that was handling the claim, she told me this was to cover the cost of the clothes that you lost. I was like, okay, fine, great. However, when he communicated with American Airlines a few weeks later about the reimbursement of his leg, he said a representative said this from American Airlines: "We don't have enough proof or evidence to pay for the leg, so we're not going to pay for it." Since then, Williams has hired an attorney to negotiate on his behalf because a prosthetic leg is expensive as shit.
You should get that doctor _ guy.
Doctor _ Coker _
Yes.
He would make this better, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Team him up with Rand Spear.
Yeah. Or maybe John Morgan.
John.
Use hurt
It's a Philly thing.
I pass those fucking signs every day.
every day.
Need more Shen Yun.
Makes you weep for
They're still up,
humanity.
man.
Yeah.
Shin Yuns are still up.
Yes,
We should just go.
Fucking shit was back in February.
We should just go, man.
Thousands of years of tradition, 500 years of billboards.
Yeah, when you find one that works, you want to hold on to it. The leg is worth about $26,000 to $26,650.
Do you think he's pulling one of those scams? You know, like people say, like, oh, someone.
Are they busy pulling their leg?
Jeez.
Yep.
I'm never coming back.
Holy shit, dude. Damn. Just when I thought you were the unfunny one on this podcast, you just come and fucking hit me with that right hook. Knock me right on the ground, dude. Yeah, you know how like people like will like get their car stolen? It's like, oh, it was in like mint condition. It was pristine, like BMW, and it's actually just like a Dodge Neon.
Sure.
Do you think he had one of those?
I've never done that.
He probably had one of those like prosthetic legs. It's just like a plastic cup with a stick on it,
I'm thinking of Peg.
and he's like telling them it's like one of those like cybernetic, built by Skynet legs.
the Blade.
Yeah, it's Oscar Pistorius special. He's like, yeah, I had the Pistorius 3000 in my bag, and
All carbon fiber.
in reality, he just had that same Gatorade bottle from the last story with a
With a ping pong ball string on the end.
and a shoe on it. He's like, yeah, man, he lost my Robo leg. Like, we can't prove that Robo leg was Robo leg. So.
Dude, he had to detach his leg to fly. He put it in a
Can you not fly with a fake leg on,
apparently
or
not.
is it just like uncomfortable and that's why he did it?
It's probably a lot easier to get around an airport in a wheelchair
It sounds comfortable.
It does.
or golf cart or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that just applies to any situation.
Yeah.
Not even an airport.
But the point,
Yeah.
like, he checked the luggage, and like, they lost it and he was like, "Yo, you guys got to pay me back for that leg." And American Airlines was like, "Nah." That's what I get out of this.
Oh,
story.
do we?
I haven't even seen that leg.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I mean, in their defense, if it was in the bag, they can't prove it was in there. He could just be like, yo, I had a Fabergé egg in there. I had a fucking Honus Wagner baseball card in there. Also had a fucking T850 leg in there. It's just like, he could be bullshitting.
I had a copy of Empire on VHS where Han did shoot first.
Yeah. I had that one screenshot of Jessica Rabbit's gooch from the fucking the original cut of Who Framed Roger
I don't know
Rabbit.
if you said cooch or gooch, but I like them
I
both.
meant to say cooch, but
Either
I said
one.
gooch.
They're both good.
Well, you see both of them in the fucking still shot.
I'd study either of them.
Yeah.
All right, one more story. A bunch of strangers pitched in to help rescue Mocha, the wiener dog that was stuck in a Billings Heights drain pipe.
Oh, no.
The long-haired dachshund Mocha, while playing Wednesday in the front yard of her Billings Heights home, saw a rabbit retreat into a nearby drain pipe, and she did what she was born to do.
Get that motherfucker.
She dove in after it. Here's a picture of Mocha. That turned out to be
Mocha.
the easy part. More than 100 feet of pipe and about 4 feet underground, she got stuck. Jane Brewer says neighbors Grizzly Peak Excavation and Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber, saved her dog from the drain pipe. June said the dog is well trained, but when she gets the scent of a wild animal, she kind of loses her mind.
Oh, my.
Classic
She
Mocha.
goes doggone crazy.
Yeah. Brewer first tried to coax Mocha out with food, which usually works, but not this time. We
Nah,
could
man.
tell pretty quickly that there was no way to get her out but dig. And here's where it pays to know somebody who knows somebody.
They knew Ben Franklin.
Brewer says neighbors Grizzly Peak Excavation and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing saved her dog from the drain pipe. A family member knew someone in the plumbing business in Billings who had a drain snake with a camera on it. He rushed over. They quickly spotted Mocha, who was wet and muddy and shaking. And once they located the dog underground, below a neighbor's neatly landscaped yard, somebody knew an excavator with a backhoe. Rescuers lifted Mocha from the underground drain pipe she was stuck in. They dug down the plastic pipe, cut through it, and popped Mocha out. A little dazed and rabbitless, but safe at last.
But free to chase again.
That's right.
I mean, when you got a dog, you got to think you got a responsibility.
You can't just look for an hour and give up. Mm-hmm. You get off your ass and you find that fucking dog. This article brought to you by Grizzly Peak and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, by the way. I like how they mentioned the names like 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The neighborhood has had a
Punctual
rough...
plumber.
The punctual plumber.
That's what I put that in there. The neighborhood has had a rough few years. Many of the residents standing
Apparently it's
around...
infested with rabbits until fucking Mocha came
Until
along.
yeah, that's right. Standing around to share in Mocha's rescue, and older folks who had been forced into isolation during the pandemic. Quote, "It had been a while since we'd all seen each other," Brewer said, "but Mocha brought us all together again."
Dun, 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 and they finally get her out of the fucking pipe.
The Chariots of Fire song.
Yeah!
Just
fucking
everyone
neighbors
fucking-
just double high-fiving
Yes! Yes!
each other. People with fucking like airbrush free Mocha t-shirts, dude. I would watch the
There's
fuck
like
out
that
of that
guy
movie.
from Chappelle's show, Roboting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would watch the fuck out of that movie. And I guarantee you it's probably being optioned by the Lifetime Network as we speak. Or Hallmark.
I heard Oliver Stone bought the rights to that story.
Somehow there's a conspiracy and Lee Harvey Oswald's involved. Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein's comeback film. Oh, God.
It's like, it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald, it was fucking Mocha in the book depository. Ugh. It's fucking...
And that's what I had in the news today.
Those news stories were fucking too lighthearted and uplifting. Next time, bring some more dark content, homie.
Sure.
Feel too good right now.
So, should we get into the topic or should we play the game?
Let's topic it.
Now,
Because this is the meat of the episode, I'd say.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm vegan, so what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I had to say it, man.
It's the Beyond Meat, John. It's the Beyond Meat of the episode.
I'm saying fuck Beyond Meat, dude. Because Incognito has the way.
That's
more
a cool
clever.
name.
It's a great name. So that's why I back them. Because, I fuck with cleverness before I fuck with quality. And Incognito, fucking hysterical. That's just great, dude. But, John here is a movie buff, and this
What?
is actually a topic I've been thinking about because I always get called a contrarian when it comes to things, and I don't normally mean to, but there's just some movies out there that are beloved by many that I think are out and out dog shit, and there's also movies that just did completely poorly in the box office and with critics that I think are absolutely fantastic.
This is a bold decision for you to pick me for this topic because I know we're going to fist fight over one thing.
No, I'm not. It's not coming up.
All right.
It's not coming up because we've argued about it like 30,000 times and it still gets to the same place. So who gives a shit anymore?
It's hack at this point.
Yeah, it's hack at this point and just over tread. So I don't even.
I'll add it to my list. But I don't believe it. But I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the beef to Tom.
No.
It's like now you get angry at Tom. And I actually want to see the new Evil Dead. That looks kind of cool. I want to see. Was it Evil Dead?
Rise.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was very good.
I want to see it. And I know, but one of the things I do, like, so I asked everybody, come up with a list of 5 movies that everybody loves that you think are god awful.
Yep, did that part.
And 5 movies that other people fucking hated that you were like, what the fuck is everybody thinking? This is great. Like, why do you think this is terrible? This is awesome. And hopefully everybody did it.
I did the first part.
It sounds like Tom didn't, even though he was in on the group text that came up with it.
I did 5 of each, but I'm more confident in 3 of each. The other 2 of each, I was kind of like struggling to come up with.
Do you want me to go first then?
How do we?
It's not going to make any difference because my list is my list.
How do we want to do this? Like one each, and then we see like if
I'm just gonna let you know I fucking hate more things than I like things.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so if a couple of us have the same,
the hate flew real easy.
Sure,
the hate was way easier.
Let the hate flow through you.
It was easier. So let's just go with the fucking shit that we fucking or let's say either critical and financial successes or cult classics, and you're just like, why?
It's either movies or entire franchises, right?
Movies or entire franchises.
Because I've got.
I went with franchises.
You can do both, either
I've
or.
got a franchise on mine that I don't dislike all of them, but I dislike the entire big picture more than anybody else would.
The scope, if you will.
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
My first one?
That franchise you just mentioned.
I am not a fan of the Halloween movies.
I almost put this on my list, but I like a couple of them.
I like the first one. I like the third one a lot.
Season of the Witch?
Yes. But on the whole, it's boring to me.
There's more bad than there are good.
It's just it's boring to me.
I can agree with you on that, but I
don't think the first one is a masterpiece like some people do.
What I will say is
I think that's a perfect film.
Is the Halloween movies that I do like, I really fucking
have Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
I like that one. I really like the ones that I do like, but there is more that I dislike more than I.
I just like when we first started talking about it, we said franchises, and I was like, okay, I want to start with that because that's going to be the hardest for me. There's a lot of franchises I really don't like, but there's a couple movies in it that are fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
What don't you like about it? You just think they're boring?
I think it's a lot of it is. That wasn't one of the franchises that I focused on as a kid first getting into horror. Right. So when I went to go watch it later in life, I didn't have that appreciation for it. I think the first movie is a very, very well done movie that's been replicated 1 billion times. Yeah. And they were the first and probably the best.
Just because they're first also doesn't always mean you're going to be the best.
It just wasn't anything special to me personally.
Yeah.
But then we were talking franchises. It was easier for me to pick single movies, but franchises, that was my one franchise where I'm like, I know this is a hot take, and
I almost put it on my list.
I personally think it's a very overrated series as a whole.
Now, on that exact same thing, one other thing I'll match with is I don't hate this franchise, but some of it I'm just kind of roll my eyes at, and it's the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. But the ones I do like, I really and there's more I like in Nightmare on Elm Street than I dislike.
So many good ones.
I think there's only one bad one.
Which
one?
Freddy's Dead. And I don't count the remake because that's fucking...
You like New Nightmare?
New Nightmare is fucking awesome. That's probably one of the top 3, in my opinion.
It was really good.
It doesn't hold up to me as much as it used to, but one of my favorites used to be Dream Warriors. What's that?
That is my favorite. That is the
4?
one. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
The third one.
Third one?
Yeah.
I like Nightmare on Elm Street until it got too camp. when like he started having to have the one-liners. They started like when the first few they came out, but it wasn't all the damn time.
The Dream Child was the one where he started getting really campy. Even Dream Master, the one that's directly connected to 3, is still. I mean, I have this conversation with people all the time because people are like, "Oh yeah, he gets so funny." I'm like, "Yeah, but he was so like." Go back and watch even the campy ones, even Freddy's Dead, which is fucking stupid.
It's fucking terrifying, man.
They're mean movies. Like they're still mean. Like he's
still a child murderer.
That's true. Well, in the original script, he was a rapist. They changed that.
And like, when you still boil it down to, he's making like little kitschy little comments, but he's still murdering teenagers and shit. And like the first 2 or 3, like he's coming out of the ceiling and you're like, oh fuck, dude, Jesus Christ, like
fucking sick.
The first couple fucked me up when I was young.
So like when you say like when I brought up Halloween compared to other ones, like to me there were the 3. There was the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and there was Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween was my least favorite. Nightmare on Elm Street was my favorite.
Halloween I was latest too.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
I was latest to Hellraiser.
If you want to count that, but that's a whole different conversation.
Hellraiser is the Anthrax of the big 4 horror franchises.
Has 3 good movies and then 11 shitty ones.
Whereas like, because
I'm shocked there's.
And I've watched every single one of them.
Like the big 4 of metal, you're like, oh, there's Metallica, and then there's Megadeth, Slayer. Don't forget Anthrax. Like, oh yeah, and Anthrax. So whereas like the horror ones, you're like, don't forget Hellraiser. Like, oh yeah.
But though, like I fucking love the first 3 Hellraiser movies.
They're so good.
I watched them like when I was younger, and I didn't like them, and then I rewatched them just this past year. I watched them over again because I was like, I always remember them being cheesy.
They're so horny.
Cheesy as fuck.
So horny.
But I still, like, the first one was okay for me, but when I watched the second one, I was like, this is way better than I remember it fucking being. And I was like, if this had just had like somebody put a little bit more money into this.
It's the whole aliens thing to me. That's kind of how I look at it.
God damn it.
The first one's it's not like an out and out like
horror
creature film other than the dude in the attic, but
it's a fucking ghost house movie.
Yeah. Whereas the second one's like, oh, there's Cenobites all over the fucking place. Open this door, there's a big thing in there, which I love. I love that.
The villain's the fucking bitch ass stepmom, dude.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah, that whole. Just think about it. The original Hellraiser is all because she wanted to come again. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah. Horny.
As a matter of fact,
so horny she fucked a dude with no skin.
Funny enough, when they were trying to make the movie, they didn't want to call it the Hellbound Heart. Like the studio was like, no, you can't do it because it sounds like a romance novel, like movie.
That's the point.
and then he was like, fine, we're gonna call it Sadomasochist from Hell. And they were like, no, you're not calling it that either. So he went back to his like production crew and was like, I need a name. I'll give that. Whoever comes up with the name gets $1,000. Some 64-year-old woman that was like in makeup or some shit was like, why don't we call it What a Woman Will Do for a Good Fuck? And he's like, I'm giving you $1,000 anyway.
So true.
You know what, Selma? You just got a pension. Dude. But yeah, I can see what you're saying with Halloween though. But
I knew that was going to be an unpopular. Well, I assumed it would be an unpopular.
But that's the whole point of the question that I posed.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of mine.
Did you was Friday the 13th, or I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street yours?
No, it wasn't one of mine at all.
Okay, gotcha.
I actually tried to like stay away from horror because I figured it would just lead to an argument between me and John, and I'd rather have like a.
I don't remember if I need more horror.
All I did was horror. That's what you
That's fine too, but I stayed away from it because I figured you'd touch on it and we could just go from there.
Yeah.
I had 5.
It's only horror on mine.
The as far as franchise, I'll go. My number 5 was the movie A Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
I think it is unwatchable garbage, makes 0 sense, and is just plain dull. The only cool part of the movie is stone dicks, and stone dicks. That's it. Like, everything else was just stupid.
Isn't it supposed to like not make that much sense though?
Here's the thing,
and be like arty.
That's what Kubrick does.
That's kind of an excuse to me. Is just like, oh well, you don't get it, or it's artistic, or that's the point. It's like, oh, if there's the point of the movie, was it to be bad?
It's supposed to be harsh, I think.
But that's fine. I can take harsh if the movie's good.
If it's not boring, you're saying?
It's not boring as fuck and just makes zero sense whatsoever. So you can make a fucking movie about a violent gang of kids, but you don't have to add in all the just goofiness around it. Like, I'm supposed to be intimidated by a bunch of dudes in suspenders and bowler hats, and like, get out of here. That movie stunk. And
they drink milk.
Yeah, they drink milk laced with LSD. It's like, great, so you got strong bones? Get the fuck out of here.
Show me a gang who drinks milk.
I actually like Stanley Kubrick, and I thought that movie was pure trash. And all the kids, like when I was younger, like growing up, when we first started watching movies on our own,
that was a movie that was
constant rotation.
It was cool to like.
Yes.
Regardless of whether you actually liked it or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of friends of mine were like, "Oh, it's such good." Like, especially in like punk rock circles, I noticed it's like,
Well, they associate the heart, like the Malcolm McDowell stare and shit, and like
the dude from the Attics, like
Attics,
dressed like that for a while.
Still does.
Oh.
Way to be an adult. Yeah, I didn't fucking like it. I thought it was stupid. I was like, wait, you people are really, this is a cult classic? Why? This makes zero sense. It's boring.
I always think when you look at those types of movies, though, you have to look at the time that it came out. And when that movie came out, it was, because they call it like a lesson in ultra violence. Like, it was probably a fucking insane movie to see when it came out.
Yeah.
So like, what year? How old is that fucking movie?
70.
I don't even remember.
70 anything. That's an extreme.
The late 70s.
That's an extreme movie for back
It's
then.
definitely.
I'd say 75, 78.
Pre me, like it's older than me, but not by much.
Oh, good look.
So it's older than 700
service, so I
4
can't
years
tell you.
old.
I want to say 72, but
give me 1 second. Anyway,
Oh, we looked up 71.
70. Jesus Christ! Now, was that Kubrick's first?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
You still have it pulled up?
Yeah, I can tell you. I don't think that was it. He made movies in the... He made 2001, 68.
Yeah. Like 2001, it was weird, and sometimes it's hard to get through in one sitting, but I still liked it.
Yeah, Dr. Strangelove.
That I liked.
Lolita.
We watched Dr. Strangelove in school.
That's a fucking awesome movie.
Lolita I didn't see. Dr. Strangelove rules.
Why not I just be the fucking curmudgeon and say I think Kubrick's overrated?
You can.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I don't like what he does, mostly.
Yeah. I could see, like, I like him, but I could, if someone's like, yeah, he's over, I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. I don't love everything he's done, but
Like,
I know.
oh, there's one that I didn't put on my list until, like, I'll throw it an honorable mention, The Shining.
Fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. On
That movie fucking sucks.
He might agree with you.
I don't think the movie sucks, but it's definitely not as good as the book.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I think they're almost completely
I look at it as
different.
two different things.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's the same source material, but I look at it.
I feel like what Kubrick did was he Kubricked it. He made it to. He put all the. It's style, not substance. Like he.
Yeah.
He did. He Clockwork Oranged it.
Well, the story's thin in the movie. It is. It's a little thin.
Yeah.
But for the piece of
I'll watch it.
The pice of art that it is to me, I love it.
I'll watch it
Love,
pretty much
love,
any
love it.
time.
He like, I think he hit the nail on the head for as far as the atmosphere of isolation and stuff like that. But if you read the book,
Long time ago, but yeah.
yeah, he fucking missed everything else.
Oh yeah, he
but
cut
the
out so much shit.
atmosphere, he fucking nailed. I think.
And
just-
the casting too is fucking
Everything else, he just fucking
insane.
shit the bed on. But if you like, Matt actually got me to look at it again because I watched The Shining when I was really a lot younger. I was probably like 12 or 13, but so like 19, 14. But he's like, just watch it as a different movie. Watch it as it's not a Shining movie. It's just put a different title on it and watch it with those eyes. And I was like, I did, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. It definitely deviates, but
It's I almost like I said, I almost
the
look at it as
book
two
still
different things.
fucking rules
the
way
book's,
more.
Yes.
the book's
Yeah.
incredible, but
Yeah.
it's as far as like a horror movie, thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of my
It's
favorites,
more of a
if not my
thriller to
favorite.
me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
But I
I think
can-
you and I kind of went into it a little bit on Facebook about it.
Yeah, I don't. No one else's opinion matters. Just like, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I hear what you're saying, but nah.
Now, who else has something, or do you want me to go?
I have a lot of shit.
Well, who hasn't gone?
Do you want the
yet?
list?
Neither of us have gone yet.
Yeah, you guys go.
If you want, I'll go through my whole 5
This is the shit that everyone loves that they hate.
That we don't like.
that we
All
don't
right,
like.
So I think I get a lot of shit in the horror community for saying it. Rosemary's Baby, I think, is an insanely boring film.
I've never seen it.
I like
The score is incredible. I will listen to the record like any day of the week, but the fucking movie sucks.
There's some super creepy shit in the score.
Rosemary's Baby. I like it, but this may sound weird. I like it, but I can't get through it in one sitting. And there's a few movies like that where I genuinely like the movie, but I can't sit down, put it on, and go through the entire movie. I gotta watch half, and then go out and do other shit, and then come back to it maybe like the next day or a week later.
Why is that?
I don't know, because the pacing sucks balls on that movie.
I
It's
think
definitely a weak spot.
It felt like Polanski was trying to do Giallo film, but not with all like the fucking cool colors that like Argento and shit does.
Yeah.
It's just like takes forever. Now the ending is kind of cool. Like I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like for Rosemary's Baby to be like deemed like whenever you see like these like top 10 or top 100 like horror movies, it's
Yeah.
always
It's usually top 10.
yeah.
or like and I'm like nah, it's not.
Is that because of a time and place thing?
I think
again?
so. I
Yeah.
appreciate what it did for horror more than what it is.
But I also think that I mean you can look at other movies that came out around that time that I'm like these movies are legitimately great. The Exorcist, Omen.
I was going to say, is The Exorcist before or after that?
Around the same time.
To me, yeah,
All three of those movies are within a couple years of each
Yeah.
other.
Well, The Exorcist gets properly rated, I think.
And another thing with Rosemary's Baby is some of the movies that it influenced end up being better than Rosemary's Baby.
That's what I mean. Like I appreciate what it did for
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
film.
I mean, I think you can do that with a lot of old films.
Sure,
but
sure,
like,
sure.
But like I said, it's
overrated.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I can I can agree with
peers
that.
are better in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, like you guys said, the score's great. The storyline, like the whole idea, is really good. The acting is really good, but I think most of the fault falls on the director. Pacing sucks. It drags in a lot of areas, and not just drags for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm talking drags for like 30. It's like it could. But you need a movie like that to be long, but there should be a way to make it long without it being boring. And he just doesn't do it.
Do you want other ones?
Or did you?
I'll-
We're just gonna each do one and then.
I think
gonna take
I think
forever.
it's better. Yeah. Let's see. One that everybody loves that I can't fucking stand. I did all for just franchises. James Bond.
No, there's too many good ones in there.
There's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
enough. Not enough good ones.
Do you not like? You don't like any of them, I'm guessing.
I like a couple of them.
Are the newer ones?
So
Would you like?
No.
Are you
No?
into spy movies? Like
Yes,
that?
I am.
Okay.
That's weird because he's like the fucking prototype. He's like the thing that's like everything's based on.
Yeah.
There's 26 Bond movies.
If I,
That's about 23
without
too
reading,
many.
Without reading a list, I would say I probably really, really like about 15 of them.
Same.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I think
I like most of the Sean Connery ones.
Me too.
And all of the Daniel Craig ones.
I like the Roger Moore ones.
There's a few decent ones there.
I like all of them, except I didn't like the Timothy Dalton ones. But I love maybe 6 of them.
I don't, yeah.
And like after
The Pierce,
26
the
movies,
Pierce Brosnan ones, I think I only like Goldeneye. That might be the only one. that I
Daniel
like.
Craig ones, I think the only two I love are Casino Royale and Skyfall.
I think the thing
I
is,
love those movies.
it's
Casino
They're
was
great.
good.
even that premise, as far as like the book franchise goes, there's only so much shit you can do with the same character doing the same shit.
That's where I'm getting
Like
at.
basically, the only thing that really changes is the villain and the setting. Or the only thing that really changes in the books.
A little bit.
The villain's different each one, and where it's set is different in each one. Other than that, he goes in, he infiltrates, he gets a gadget, uses the gadget, gets some pussy, and then goes and kills the bad guy, and then the movie's over. And like, there's only so much you can do with that. Like, if there doesn't need to be 26 Bond movies, but you know,
No.
it's a franchise that's how many span in how many decades?
41
45.
years.
41?
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Whatchamacallit was 62.
So, I mean, at least they're spaced out mostly. But
62.
Are
That would be
they?
60 years, my friend.
Yeah, you're right. 61 years.
Math is dumb. But
Math stops at the year 2000 for me.
But I can see how people wouldn't like the Bond films.
There's too many stinkers to me.
Wait, but it is bizarre that you do like spy movies, but not those.
It depends on where you.
It depends on the spy movie.
It also depends on where you started in the Bond franchise. Like I started, my dad and I would watch the Connery and Moore era, and that other dickhead that did one movie, fucking
Lazenby.
Yeah. So I started with those. So if you go from that point and forward, they get better and better and better because technology and movies and films gets better.
The Pierce Brosnan ones were good.
So it actually gets
there.
better. The action and the pacing gets quicker and more to the point, and it just gets better. Now, if you started with like Quantum of Solace and worked backwards, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" This is dumb as shit. But
I started with Tomorrow Never Dies.
I started with Thunderball. Was the first one I ever saw. So
First one I ever saw was Octopussy.
Yeah.
I think me too.
I got the Tomorrow.
I wanted to watch it because it's in the name.
No, the first one what I saw was Her Majesty's Secret Service, because remember there was a skiing scene in it, and for some reason I was like, that's so gay.
There's a skiing
know why I
scene
thought
in
that.
Tomorrow Never Dies too.
There's
a lot of
there's
skiing.
skiing scenes in a lot of
There's
them.
a lot of skiing.
And it always normally ends with him fucking some snow bunny.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Tomorrow Never Dies video game for PS1 for like $1, and I loved that game. I was like, I'll check this movie out for sure.
GoldenEye should get an Oscar just for what it did for video games.
An Oscar for a video game. Yes.
Yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Now, who else has some?
All right.
Should we
Back
just
to
blast
you.
through these? This is going to take a long
I'll
time.
just blast through the rest of mine. All right. I started off with Clockwork Orange. My number 4 is anything Wes Anderson's ever done.
I'm with you
I
on that.
hate everything about this guy's movies.
I had to sit through Moonrise Kingdom one time.
I really like 2 of his movies.
I'll
I
tell you,
hated it.
the one.
3 because I keep forgetting Isle of Dogs is a fucking movie is.
That's a Wes Anderson movie?
Yeah.
I like one Wes Anderson movie.
Lost in Translation, I like the first 5 minutes. Anybody who's seen the first 5 minutes will know exactly why. And other than that, I'm like, people find him hilarious, and I'm just like, what are you laughing at? Like, everybody was screaming and yelling about that Life Aquatic movie.
I love that movie.
I was just like, there's nothing funny about
I watched
this movie
20 minutes of that
whatsoever.
movie.
And I love Bill Murray. And I
Yeah.
was just like, this is utter dog shit. Now, my number 3, this one might divide a room, because I know a lot of people really love this movie, so I just never found it funny, was The Big Lebowski.
Really?
I don't like it.
That's pretty wild.
I mildly chuckled at parts, and all like the popularity of that movie and people beating the jokes from it to death made it worse. But I was always kind of like, it's okay.
Maybe I'm lucky then
Then
because
people are like, oh, the Jesus, like shut the fuck up.
maybe I'm lucky then because I purposely held off on seeing that movie pretty much forever until it got some. It was a Fathom event, so I saw it in theater for the first time ever, and it was so much funnier in theater. And I've never understood any of the references because I've never seen the movie.
The only thing I found funny about that movie was the Asian guy that kept pissing on his carpet because pee-pee is funny. I mean, we can all agree pee-pee's funny.
It is.
So yeah, Big Lebowski
Come
was
on,
my.
you didn't laugh when you threw the ferret into the fucking.
Nice
oven.
marmot.
Yeah, but this kind of laugh, like that. It wasn't like oh, I was like,
Well, it's somewhat divided the room because
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I was laughing hard when
Number
I saw
2,
it.
I've actually had this conversation recently with Matt. The Matrix trilogy.
Huh.
I think they're fucking.
Quadrilogy.
Oh yeah.
Plus all the animated shit.
I think it's dog shit. The story, while the premise is cool, they just fucked it up and made it make complete no sense by the time the trilogy was over.
I think the first one's legitimately good.
Yeah, I love
the
the
first
first
one's
one.
great.
Yeah, after that they went.
Too much exposition at once instead of like
Oh, it's
explaining
exposition
it
mania.
over a time. They're just like, let's stop the movie. And this is the second one. Let's stop it like a third of the way through and give you like 45 minutes of exposition and expect you to keep that in your mind instead of like
I even like the second
dishing it out over the other ones. I thought
I didn't dislike this second and third one, but they weren't nearly.
I didn't like
They
any of
weren't.
them.
They weren't repeat watches. For me.
I will say the reason I liked the third one is because the trilogy was over.
Good point.
You
I was
thought-
like,
you
ah,
thought-
finally.
You
thought.
fucking thought.
Whatever.
Also, it made Jada Pinkett famous, and she can buzz off. And my number one that I fucking hate these movies, and they're considered masterpieces. They're actually like locked away in storage. They're so fucking beloved. The Godfather trilogy, I think, are boring. The one thing I like about the Godfather movie is the gore.
Horsehead.
That and like when you saw dudes getting shot, like you see like pieces flying off them and shit.
Yeah.
When they shot that one dude in like a toll booth or whatever.
How about when he?
oh shit, dude.
How about when he sliced the guy from his belly?
Yeah,
This is the first one, I think.
yeah. It's just like
end.
that's fine, but it's like other than that, I'm like these are fucking long.
They're very long.
These are boring. I don't care half of the way through what happens the other half, and I just don't get the love and all the clones and the series of Godfather copies that came after it, and how other people turn that shit into their lifestyle. I'm just like, ugh.
I think you hate Italian Americans more than The Godfather.
No, because non-Italian Americans are even fucking worse with that shit. The Godfather and Scarface has made so many dorks
Speaking of which,
think they could
it's
be
on my
Yeah,
list.
Scarface
think
should-
that they
would
could,
be on my list if I
like-
did non-horror.
Oh God, how do you like know that like corny white dudes from like whose parents are both orthodontists are like, yo, that's me, dude. I'm Sonny Corleone. It's like, shut up, dude.
No, he's more of a Fredo.
Yeah. I thought those movies stunk.
Luca.
Well, since you said Scarface, I'll just make that my number 4.
I like Scarface, but it is.
I'm tired of it.
As
is-
an adult, I think it's
It is a
bad.
bit long, and I don't give a fuck. That's weird as shit when you try to fuck his sister.
Yo, it's mad long.
Yes, it is. But sick chainsaw scene and sick helicopter
Chainsaw scene was cool.
Chainsaw scene was cool.
Sick helicopter scene.
I think the first half of the movie is good. The
First half's
second
way
half
better than the second half,
sucks.
but-
The first half and the end are great. The middle is just like, yeesh.
The end is
It's
yes. Yeah, fine.
Let's go.
The Coke
Yeah.
and Ferrari
Let's
scenes and
go.
shit.
Yeah. Like, let's go. Pick it up.
It also, I will give that movie. It set a high bar for a montage. Push it to the limit. That montage rules. Maybe I just liked the song, but I liked it.
So, that's your number 4?
Yeah.
What else you got?
So, next, I haven't seen the second one, but Avatar.
Avatar blows.
I think it's.
I thought the first one was dog shit, but I have no desire to see any
The effects
further sequels.
are fantastic, but
Fine.
there's not a great story there.
Yeah, I think in terms of technology, like filmmaking, it's like
It's great.
Yeah.
You can't touch it, but it's Pocahontas. It's fucking.
It's
Yeah.
like a
Dances with Wolves.
It's like a Michael.
Yes.
Mohicans.
It's like a Michael Bay movie. It looks fantastic, but everything inside of it is dog shit.
ultra overrated to me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I will watch the second one, to be honest with you.
I
The
won't.
first one's so boring. I have no desire to see the second, third, fourth, or how many fucking millions
He's
more he
making
wants.
5 of them.
Yeah.
There's no reason that movie needed to be
Yeah.
3 hours
All
long.
the movies you made, the people actually want sequels to, and those like that's what you went for.
Yeah, they get shelved because
Ugh.
of fucking massive
Yeah.
blockbusters like that. Fuck
Though-
that movie.
Though it was funny, as soon as that movie came out, all the fake Avatar porn that would pop up.
So maybe just do good things.
You
for
see
a while.
blue
Navi
dicks,
cocks.
you know, just big blue dripping dicks. Like, yeah, let's go.
Number 2, overrated. The Crow.
I wouldn't say overrated. I would say out and out. It's a bad movie.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it's bad. I was kind of looking at this more as overrated, but
Let me
It's
let me,
way too highly rated.
let me ask you guys.
But it
this.
is good.
Do you think it would?
If he didn't die, it would not be what it is today.
well, the entire. You took it right out of my mouth. 'Cause
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, imagine
If Brandon
you
Lee
dying
lived?
for this movie, which it's
Yeah.
not a good movie to me.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible movie, but it's not a good movie. It's not certainly not as good.
Honestly,
as
I think if Brandon Lee didn't die during the making of that movie,
he would have made better movies.
and nobody
Probably.
would ever be talking about The Crow.
Yeah, he'd be making sick action movies. And
As
shit.
they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I think it's an overrated
Yeah,
film.
I think I concur with you. I like it, but it's not that good.
But there is one of the best parts in it is shout out to my boy Michael Wincott when he's like when they're trying to like how come you can't kill this crow dude and he's like call bang fuck I'm dead, you know, like
Yeah.
that shit cracked me up for a fucking long time.
It's number 1.
Also the soundtrack
It's one of the best soundtracks ever made.
the soundtrack
but
dude.
yeah.
Boondock Saints.
Oh,
Ooh.
I absolutely agree with you. That's a terrible movie.
It did not. I mean, when it came out, everybody and their mother fucking worshipped that movie. I went along with it, and I was just like, yeah, it's cool. It's got some funny parts in it, It's not supposed to be a comedy per se, but it's got fun parts in it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking comedy.
I mean,
I left my ass off with that movie.
I just think
Yeah.
It's overrated.
it's highly over, and that was how I came at this list. Is what's overrated?
Exactly.
Also, do you think that that Scarface had its share of weaponizing wiggers? How much of a culprit do you think Boondock Saints is?
Dude,
How many people wanted to fucking get stupid Irish hand tattoos?
A lot of them did.
Veritas and Equitas on their fucking fingers,
God.
dude.
a lot of people did.
All the
Yes, they did.
And quoting that shit like, Jesus Christ.
I would love to find one of those people now and be like, when's the last time you even watched it?
Just watch Norman Reedus bumble his way through an Irish accent. Oh, God.
But he got the
Damn it.
career out of that movie.
Yeah, there's
True.
the other guy.
Sean
What was his
Sean Patrick
name?
Flannery.
No, that was the dude from fucking
Flannery.
Powder.
Powder, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of molester movies.
So that was my overrated list.
Yeah, I'll agree with most of that.
Those are the ones that I came with on the spot when I was like, I'm done with that one. It's the ones that I like that are other people don't. That was a little harder.
What do you got, John?
Yeah.
So I already said Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
This is more like the horror community hates me for it, but I hate the Argento Mother series, which is Suspiria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears.
I've only seen Suspiria.
I've only
and
seen the original
I
Suspiria.
think they're here's a rarity for me. I think the remake is better.
The new one?
And I don't even really like that, but I think it's a much better done film. I think that whoever the fuck directed it took all the
Wasn't it a Ty West?
no. No, but the guy whoever did the new Suspiria movie took all the like he made the story. He gave me like an actual story instead of just, oh, here's all these fucking weird red colors and vibrant and stuff like that. Like I actually got what Suspiria was supposed to be about, like not told through like metaphors and shit. Yeah. So like, but they're like beloved. Like you're a fucking like a creature if you don't like if you don't.
I never saw the other two. I saw the original Suspiria because it was on one of those lists like 100 horror movies you have to watch. I was like, all right,
It's always on those lists.
And it ended up being on one of the streaming channels, and I was like, all right, fuck, I'll give it a shot. But this was like 4 years ago, and I liked it, but I was like, hey, I was okay.
You fucking love that movie, Jay Money. He
Yeah,
would
he
always
did.
be like, "Yo, watch this movie." I'm like, "Jay, I've seen it before. It sucks."
As
Because
someone
he loved drugs.
We'd argue about it all the time.
as
love
someone
drugs.
who's never seen either one, should I just do the remake instead?
The remake.
Right.
I haven't watched it yet. I heard good things though. So
Other ones, like the Saw series. Everyone.
I lost interest after the second one.
Those movies.
I
made
really
$1
liked the
zillion
first two.
dollars. The first two, yeah.
I just got bored.
Same thing with like the
I didn't need any more.
the Conjuring universe.
okay.
First two Conjurings.
First
and
two
everything that's associated with the Conjuring universe sucks.
Yo,
It's
one of
spread thin as fuck.
Yeah.
yes, big time. One of my favorite memories of all time was when the first Conjuring came out. I took Garrett to see it on his birthday.
Aww.
And we went to the United Artists Theater in South Philly, and let's just say we were the only white people in the entire auditorium. It was the funniest experience of my
absolutely.
entire life,
Those are way better movie experiences.
Black people are the best people to see movies with,
dude. The
especially if the movie's bad.
it was even better. It was good and it was scary. So people would be like, "Oh fuck no, don't do that."
I love that.
I
love that.
was pissing myself. It was one of the best.
So that's top
nice.
two. We'll go with the Evil Dead remake.
I knew that was coming.
Which is like blasphemous from inside.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I love
it's part
giving
of
you
the-
shit over it.
It's part of the Evil Dead like franchise, but I think it stinks. I think it's boring, forgettable. I think it lost all of the charm that the original like series has.
I can make you like it with 3 words.
No, you can't.
Wait, let me get the 3 words out.
go
Let
for
him
it.
cook.
So much tinkle.
So much tinkle.
There's a lot of
There's
pee.
a lot of
There's
girls
a lot of
peeing
pee
in
in
that
that.
movie, dude. There's a lot of tinkling going on, dude.
I think
And I'm
it's a-
just like,
I think it's a
yes.
cool horror movie, but it's not a cool Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, they definitely could have left Evil Dead off as the title and just called it something else, and it would have done just as well.
And then the last one is the Terrifier movies, which is like the new fucking like.
I just
hot
found
thing.
out about them from you, and I actually tried to watch one, and it had just gone off the channel.
This is
the
gonna
other day I
sound.
tried to check it.
I've only seen the second one.
So
I've only seen the first one.
I haven't seen either.
people, the horror community fucking loves those movies.
Dude, people are blowing that movie.
The sequel.
It's supposed to be like overly gory, right?
It
That's
is.
the pre-
It's
that's why they
gratuitous
like
as
it.
fuck.
Yeah, they're now calling them ultra slashers, and this is like considered the first one. And that like fucking
Damian Lemon.
Do you think that's
What was-
warranted? Like, are they?
no, they're not good. I mean, they're so the thing about it is like the first one particularly is just a compilation of kills. There is literally no plot to the movie, and people are like, "Oh, why would you watch this movie for a plot?" I'm like, I don't know, because I want to fucking see a
Because
story.
it's a fucking movie.
Yeah,
Tell
if
me
I-
a story. Otherwise, I'll watch Traces of Death or Faces of Death.
Yeah, exactly. Where death is real.
So, and I think the Art the Clown character is an interesting character they could do something with.
Yeah.
The sequel is fucking like 2.5 hours long. It's like
That's
and
way too long for a
it's
slasher.
like, it's like
So-
45.
It's very
It's like
long.
45 minutes longer than they need to be.
Yeah.
And there's like a particular scene where he kills one girl and he like flays her and like throws like bleach and salt like on her wound. Like it just takes fucking forever. And everyone's like, no, that scene rules. I'm like, dude, I got the point of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like after 30 seconds, like I didn't need to watch him just butcher this girl for literally 5 minutes of screen time. And I think that the guy, the director, because he's the writer, he also does all the effects himself. I think I'm like, give him a big budget with a fucking real cast, and he probably can do something awesome. But these two Terrifier movies are fucking, I think they're dog shit. Like, and but the sequel kept making $1 million like every weekend. It was only supposed to be out for like one weekend. It was supposed to get like 2 showings over a course of a weekend, and they every weekend that they kept releasing it just kept making another million and another million and another million and another. I think the movie ended up making like $35 million off of like a $250,000 budget or some shit.
That's
I fucking-
nuts.
Because I agree with you and shit. Like, yeah, you can watch a movie for its kills, but you still want a solid story.
I like to, when I watch a movie
Or a
sh-
passable story.
If I watch a movie or a show or I read a book or anything like that, I'm looking to be like taken away and like
You like immersion.
And
Yeah.
experience something that's not just watching people get killed. Like you said, I can just fucking watch Faces of Death. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to watch a clown, cut people from the vagina down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to woo me a little bit.
You gotta spit on it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really comment on most of the shit you just said because I didn't see half the movies you listed.
I've only seen 2, and it was just I didn't.
It's gratuitous as
I don't
fuck.
know the story. I mean, kind of get it, I guess, but it was okay.
I asked you John about it originally because like 40 people in my social media feeds.
We're jerking off about the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I texted John because he's my go-to when horror comes around. I'm like, yo, is this worth my time? And he was out, and I was like, fuck no. He's like, no, they're not. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh, damn. Okay.
You know what that?
All right, I
would have
got to
been-
see this.
Honestly, the only thing that would have like watching the sequel, the only thing that would have made that me go, all right, this was like a good time, is if we went and fucking did our like riffs on it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like I watched it alone in my house. My wife Diana came down and was like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "This stupid ass movie." And she like went off and did something. She came back. She's like, "Are you still?" I'm like, "Yeah, this movie's still on."
Like, here's the thing. If you were calling, he was like, yo, it fucking sucks, don't bother watching it, and it was 1 hour and 30, I'd watch it. But since you just told me it's a horror movie that's like 2.5 hours long,
Way too long.
I'm just like,
way
nah, I'm
too
not going
long.
to dedicate that amount of time to a movie that may disappoint me.
Dude, Mel and her friends went and saw it in theater. I was
Yeah.
like, man, fuck that shit.
Like I'm all about supporting the indie. Like it was really the indie movie that could, because it
Yeah.
just kept making fucking money.
And it is cool that the dude did all this shit himself.
But I also
Yeah.
and I also think it's cool that now he did it himself, and he told the studios basically to fuck off, and he released it on his own. He didn't edit it. Like it
Wow.
was released as unedited or unrated, not R-rated or anything. And usually that's like a fucking difficult sell for anybody. But that and it spawns the likes of like, I didn't like Skinamarink, but like it gives these like independent filmmakers an opportunity to like do something with the theaters and make money off of it instead of just shipping it off to Amazon and making like nothing.
yeah, it's
but-
like when comedians put their specials directly to YouTube and shit. It's like, now you know all the money's going to them.
Yeah.
Or it's going to the guys who made the movie, who actually put hands into making the movie and not just some studio or
the people who actually worked on it.
Yeah.
And, like the grips
Shit
and
like
the
that.
fucking crew and
so
shit.
it's kind of cool that it's taking it DIY, but not shitty quality. Well, I guess the story sucks, but
I think that's the next step in. It's always been kind of the move in horror,
yeah,
more or
Horror
less, but it's coming in comedy too.
horror more than any other genre of movie.
It's coming in comedy.
DIY
Don't worry.
aspect of it, yeah.
But horror is also like a really fucking weird community anyway, because it's the only genre of movie that has a community.
Yeah, that's true
And
too.
it eats itself alive a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do turn on each other pretty quick. Yeah, but there's not like some crazy rom-coms like community out there. It's like lining up around the block. Next time Glenn Close puts a fucking flick out, I'm going through menopause. Like,
But there's
oh.
there's like a whole like world of conventions. Like there's
Yeah.
a whole like secret society of, people that go to see horror movies. So it's like, so the DIY aspect is very much still in.
Yeah, but you could probably clean up on pussy at a fucking rom-com con. Rom-com con.
They call it rom-con.
Oh, you find a bunch of women in like their late 50s just fucking sweep up, dude.
Yeah, that's a funny story because I went and saw, was it Ted 2 or whatever in the theaters? I went and saw like a late like showing of it. No, but fucking Magic Mike was like letting out at the same time.
Nice.
And I hear this fucking woman that fucking chain smokes camels. She's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna go home and fuck Tony or whatever fucking is our husband's name.
Yes!
And she walks
Hell yeah,
around the
Shout out,
corner.
Tony.
She walks around the corner and fucking like makes eye contact with me, and I'm like, oh fuck. It was like, dude, it was like a tiger. Like
I hope she
stalking me.
winked right at you, dude.
She winked with something.
She winked.
Yeah.
Damn, now I gotta forget. Now I want to hear that story from Tony's perspective.
Or whatever his fucking name was. His name might have been Bob. But she's like,
Bob, Tony, whatever. He had a fucking great night.
God, I'm gonna
Probably had to
go
pull
home
the sheets out of his ass.
She fucking got home at 9:30 at night and woke me up.
She told me she was going to see Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties.
I got a shift at 4 a.m.
She comes home and puts my cock right in her mouth. All I wanted was a meatloaf. Shout out to Tony, dude. And shout out to his fucking wifer. And shout out to Channing Tatum for making old ladies blow their husbands.
No shout out to Skinamarink. What a terrible movie.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Do not.
No, actually, you know what? Watch it because I want to see how far you make it.
Okay.
I was going to ask you. I was going to say, did you
It's
watch
one
the
of
whole thing?
Yeah.
It's
on
one of those
theaters.
endurance bad ones.
It's an hour. I don't even know if it was 2 hours, but I'll say an hour and a half to 2 hours of less interesting ring clips, like from the ring with the tape.
God.
But it's like
It's totally
out of
like
focus in a house.
it's totally like a college kid's final project that they somehow got to release, and that fucking movie made a ton of money too.
Didn't they release it on YouTube?
No, it's on Shudder.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it on Shudder.
I really got to get Shudder.
When it was first coming around,
There's a lot of good stuff on Shudder.
Yeah.
Matt from my other show was talking about it being on YouTube, or they're all like
So,
YouTube shorts. or
sometimes
something.
things go up on YouTube for like 3 days.
The short version was on YouTube for a little bit. So it started. The story about Skinamarink is actually kind of cool because it started as a Reddit thread. Basically, this guy made a post that was like,
One of those creepypasta
no,
threads. or
no,
whatever?
no. He just basically was like, "Hey, do you remember the nightmares you had as a kid? If you remember any of your nightmares as a child, can you describe it like as a response?" And he got like thousands of responses. So he like went through it and like picked out like the similarities, and then apparently made this movie based on, because in your dreams you never there's a lot of times you don't see shit, like
Yeah.
everything's like off to the side or like in a dark hallway and you think
Yeah.
you can see it. That's the movie was supposed to it's like an experiment almost. It's supposed to make you like think of those times. Like it's supposed to hit on all these like childhood like nightmares that you had. It's not actually a movie. There is a story. Like if you can like get through the whole thing, you like can piece it together and figure out what happened.
Kind of a cool idea.
It was a cool idea that was executed insanely bad.
He crowdsourced a plot.
That's a valid point,
Plot,
too.
I'd say loose.
Yeah.
Plot
Or
is a loose
he
concept.
crowdsourced
Unless-
90% of the
Unless he
movie.
gave credit to every single person.
There's
that
no
responded to that
dialogue.
thread.
There's no dialogue in it.
Well, there's a
What?
little bit with the little
Yeah.
kids, yeah.
Any
There's
tits in it?
there's almost no dialogue.
Any titties in it?
No.
No.
I'm not fucking watching that.
Was it,
Get
is
out
it two
of
little
here.
kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just two
Oh,
little
yeah?
kids. But the whole movie is like very
Yay!
artistic and out of focus and dark.
Jeez. Damn, man. Yeah. So I'd argue with John's list, but I didn't even see half of these. But I definitely agree. The Conjuring universe has spread itself way too fucking thin. The Saw movies got tired after the second one. And yeah, so I agree with most of his list.
The Saw movies walked so Terrifier could run.
Aw.
Apparently. I got some overrated ones
Hit it.
that I fucking can't stand. I'll go back.
Go
These
5
are
to
in
1.
these are in no particular order.
Boring.
Hunger Games.
I disagree strongly.
Really. $2.97 billion worldwide. Same as I mentioned before, I watched the book series like set the world on fire when the books came out because I was ending high school when they started coming out, and thankfully it was at the end. The only good thing from those movies that I got was Jennifer Lawrence, and they're forgettable as fuck.
There's a movie called Battle Royale that's out.
Yeah.
That came out years before it, which is The Hunger Games.
And it's fucking rules.
And even the sequel, which isn't good, is
It's
is
still
this
good.
what? No, but the Hunger Games went into that whole like, oh, we're gonna go storm like the Capitol type thing. In the Hunger Games, which is exactly what they fucking
January
did.
6th.
Yeah, they're gonna January 6th the fucking whatever that is. But they
the
go
tribute from South Carolina. Trent.
But no, like the sequel to Battle Royale was them going after the government, like directly.
Yeah.
And that's what after the first two Hunger Games are Battle Royale essentially, and then the next two are them going after the government.
I read the books.
And yet the woman's like, I've never even heard of that movie.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
It's
out
kinda
of
hard.
here.
Yeah, right.
I read the books and enjoyed them.
I bet.
I watched the movies and enjoyed them a lot as well. Now, would I ever put them on like, yo, you gotta see these movies,
Yeah,
you gotta read these books before you die? No.
Every couple years, are you going to rewatch them?
Maybe rewatch the movies.
That's shocking
Reread
to
the
me.
books, probably
That's
not.
kind of where my line was, because I had to think about that. I was like, I enjoyed them when I watched them, but I have never gone back to rewatch, and I don't feel the need to now.
Well, here's the thing. I had watched the movies first. I watched the first movie before I read any of the books. And then my sister, every year for my birthday, she just gets me a stack of books she knows I haven't read. And one year in the stack of books was like a box set of the first 3 Hunger Games books. So I had the books.
It's a quick read, too.
And I'm like, fuck it. I had just read like 3 Stephen Kings in a row. I'm like, I need a palate cleanser, something different. So I read them, and I got through the 3 books, and I think in about a month. And yeah, I enjoyed them, but I don't think I'll revisit them. But I enjoyed my time with them. Same with the movies.
I think the first two movies are decent.
They're decent.
But they're poor Battle Royales in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the last two, when it like goes like full like political or whatever,
so
I think
gross.
they're terrible.
They're forgettable as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Next on my list it's another book series, Harry Potter. Just on the movie standpoint.
I have never read a book. I saw one movie, and I've discussed it ad nauseum on this podcast, so I won't bring it up again. The Prisoner of Afghanistan.
Long time ago,
But
yeah. I grew
That
up.
movie when I was watching it, I wasn't really paying attention because I just didn't care. It's like a subject matter that I just don't give a fuck about.
I grew up in the generation that these books were coming out in sequence when I was like a little kid,
Right.
and even
Look at
more.
how young you are.
Even more than
Yeah.
even more than Hunger Games, they took over the fucking
and they still
world.
are. And they still are.
But like when the shit hadn't come out yet, they're like, "Oh, everyone was talking about. I can't wait for the 3rd book. I can't wait for the 4th book."
How many are there?
7
7?
in the canon story, if you will.
And the
eight
Fantastic
movies.
Beasts.
Well, no, there's the 8th book, which is the play.
Oh, the play, yeah.
that doesn't
And
fucking
the Fantastic
count.
Beasts are like tied in too.
Those
right?
are prequels.
I don't.
Okay.
This is still not canonical to me. Like I'm talking about the core story.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
The
sorry, I didn't mean
movies-
to sidetrack.
The
My bad.
movies fucking suck.
I
Largely.
just didn't watch them, so I can't.
I liked the later movies more than the early movies.
Have you seen all of them?
I've read all the books, too.
I'm gonna say fuck you, Tom.
Fine.
Well, I
There's-
know your wife is a huge fan.
So here's the thing with that. So J.K. Rowling can eat shit. I want
Yeah.
to start off with that. She's a piece of shit.
Evil tits.
But
He was Evil Tits alumnus.
But so I hated on it because I was like, fuck, I read, fucking Tolkien. Like, why do I need to read a
Yeah.
thing about a bunch of fucking magic kids? So Diana was like,
Yay!
Diana was like, no, you have to read them. She's like, no. She's like, yeah, you have to read them. She's like,
The books are fantastic.
She's like, these are my favorite things. So I was like, all right. So I took her to see like one of the movies, like when it came out, like the 5th or 6th one. It was like whatever one it was. I think it was her favorite.
Half-Blood or Deathly Hallows?
No, I took her to see like Order of the Phoenix.
That's
the one after Goblet of Fire.
That's her. Yeah, that's the first one we saw then. And that's her favorite book. And I was like, all right. And I saw how stoked she was. And I was like, fine, I'll read these fucking books. And I read all of the books and I've seen all the movies. And I think that fucking world that idiot fucking created is awesome. And I think that I think those movies are gonna fucking be here long, celebrating
They're
after
rebooting
we're
them.
dead
Already.
Well, they're trying to because
as a show.
well, she wants to reboot it because she doesn't like the fact that her 3 main cast members are all like, "You're an asshole."
Yeah.
The culture that movie, that series has created, though, is gross.
I mean, I agree to a point.
I think it was a good thing for the outcasts. I think now that she's coming out as a fucking TERF, like that's stupid. But like, I think that there's a lot of, she did do a lot of metaphors for at least like the queer community in sense, like there are gay characters. There's clearly like the, gay storylines that if you read it, you know what she's writing about. And I think it just had
same like X-Men comics.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of good for like, different people who are different.
Disenfranchised communities and shit.
Which is why I think it became the global like phenomenon.
I see what Tom's saying too,
but it doesn't excuse a fucking boring movie.
They're not made for.
It has to say something though when it's a book series aimed at young adults can still entertain the fuck out of adults, like regular normal adults. But I hated when people that were adults at the time started forming their personalities.
This is where I'm getting
around
at.
Harry Potter.
If you see a Deathly Hallows sticker on someone's car, I avoid them like the plague.
Or they better be like between the ages of like 18 and like 25. There's no reason like a woman in her like mid to late 40s should have a Potter personality.
No.
You can be a fan of the books, and that's fine.
Sure, yeah.
But if you're like have like all that swag on the back of your fucking car, you're constantly like, I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm like, you're a problem is what you are.
A problem indeed.
Yeah, I'm taking your kids away.
Who the fuck is a Hufflepuff anyway?
No fucking clue.
You gotta be a Slytherin.
Those people are. Those people
Woo! Put your dick away, bud.
Those people are almost as bad as Doctor Who people.
Yep, I would agree. But here's the thing about Doctor Who.
Here it comes.
There is some fucking absolutely fucking awesome episodes of Doctor Who. Because they have a couple...
You gotta dig through a lot of turds.
But you gotta dig through a huge amount of turds to find that one gem.
Hard pass.
Dude.
There's
a couple of them that are just one and done episodes, right? And some of them are fucking scary. And some of them are just out and out insane. But then the ones after are just like foppish British comedy over a time machine. And you're just like... The last one had killer mannequins. What the fuck happened here? And it's so inconsistent that
The only episode I've ever watched of Doctor Who was that he was like talking to some like woman that was just skin like stretched into like a fucking thing. Like she was just a skin like sheet. And I was like, this is awesome.
Some of them
I have no idea what's going on. But
some are fucking wild, and you're just like, what? This is fucking crazy. But then the exact next episode you watch will be just like an episode of Mr. Bean that has a time machine in it, and you're just like, god damn it.
But
like,
back to the Harry Potter thing though, of the 8 canon movies, about 2 of them are good.
Which ones do you like?
Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner.
Okay, so you like early ones.
Prisoner of Afghanistan.
Prisoner's good.
Is what number?
That's my favorite.
3.
Okay.
That's my favorite book.
That's probably the most fun book.
It's the horror book.
Yeah.
It's got werewolves and shit.
I didn't really care for the series
movies.
until the stakes were high. Because I didn't feel like the stakes were that high when they were little kids.
I didn't give a shit.
But once there was some meat to the evil potential.
I even liked like the ghost element in Chamber.
Okay. Was it Moaning Myrtle or
yeah.
whatever? Yeah.
Moaning Myrtle. Anyway.
You know, she was like 40
I will
years
say
old.
though, man, like one thing I can't comment on, so like the one thing I do resonate with about Harry Potter is that it gave us Daniel Radcliffe, and
That's
that
right.
dude is the fucking man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I love that he came out of that billion-dollar fucking franchise of movies.
Successful kid actor.
And-
7.7 bill
And it's
just in
like,
movies.
You know what? I'm gonna make some really fucking weird movies from now on, and did, and kills.
It's a Weird Joe Hill story? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah,
Dude.
he's fucking great. I love Radcliffe. That's
How-
the fucking
how
Dude,
good
Swiss
wa-
Army Man was fucking awesome.
How good was he in the Weird Al movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
fucking
You
so-
gotta see that
so
movie.
good.
I assigned it to him
That's
for
on,
homework
that's on
one time.
Tubi or some shit?
Roku.
Roku. Okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
I
I'll
assigned
watch it this
Matt,
weekend.
Matt, it
I'll
has
watch it.
the best ending of any movie I've ever seen
Okay.
in my entire
Yeah,
life.
I've been meaning to watch it, but this will be my reminder.
Holy shit.
I went out on a crazy limb and assigned it to him for homework because I was like, this could go
Dude, but he
either
didn't
way.
he didn't like he said it was a biopic.
Yes,
So I was like, okay, so it's gonna be like, you know, the Elvis movie or some shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
gotta leave it at that.
And
I don't wanna
So
sp-
when I
Well, it's more like Rocket Man, where it's like it takes a ton of ad libs, right? Like it's
I've heard bits and pieces.
I'm not gonna spurl it.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is all I'll say about it. It's written, directed by Al Yankovic himself.
And he's in the movie.
And he's in the movie.
So that should just tell you something. It is well worth your time, and it is the best ending
I
I've
love
seen in so
Weird Al
long.
so much. I'll
You-
definitely
You'll
watch
love
it.
him
Yeah.
even more after this.
I
Yeah.
couldn't.
He's a
Just
fucking
don't
psycho,
go
man. I
into
love
it
him.
expecting facts.
No, of course not.
I couldn't believe.
I wouldn't
that
want to
movie.
watch that movie.
So
Holy
thank
yeah, but I'm
thank
sure
you.
like the factual one would also be entertaining. So
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
but now knowing that this exists, I don't
Yeah.
want to watch that.
He has a fucking love affair with fucking Madonna and hangs out with Pablo Escobar.
And Madonna's played by Evan Rachel Wood.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
It's so fucking
so
funny.
for that, J.K. Rowling, I say thank you.
Yeah, but
let me blow through these last two.
okay.
Twilight,
yeah,
Never saw
dog
him.
shit.
disgusting.
I've only seen a
bad.
couple, and they were
So
Never
not
saw
for
him,
me.
never read them.
Not for me.
I had to go take my wife. This is how good of a husband I was. On my birthday, I took her
Brag.
I took her to see the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire
Ever
life.
seen.
It is
Why
the-
do I think Diana says the same thing? Like, I had to take my fucking husband to go see Twilight on her anniversary.
Not our anniversary, my birthday.
They're shot like shit.
They do look cheap.
Bella, the main character girl, is it's based in Washington. She's a Washington 6 on her best day. So it's like, what the fuck is everybody risking eternal life for her ass for? Her one power is that she can block the mental powers of vampires, but I can do that too. You just have to be like, nah.
Like, yeah, you're a vampire. Psych.
Overrated as fuck. The only thing they have going for them is the soundtrack, I guess.
I don't even remember.
I
don't know.
guess.
I don't know.
And it's one of my mom's like safety movies.
Okay.
In that my mom watches a total of 10 movies, and one of them is Twilight over and over.
Just the first one?
I don't know. I don't know which one. It all melds together for me.
The
Gotcha.
only thing I know about Twilight is I was briefly in a facility. That's all I'll say about what it was. But there was a gentleman that
It was a gym.
There was a gentleman that I roomed with at this facility, and his one claim to fame was Wilmington had race riots many years ago.
I think one was in my old neighborhood actually.
They're all in deep Wilmington, and there was a documentary made about the Wilmington race riots, and he was in the documentary in the background, and he told me about this every day we were there. And the only thing you could do in this place was read. He blew through the entire Twilight series in a week.
And those last like 2 books are thick as shit.
Yes.
So,
it is. that's another series that was coming out when I was
So
in high
imagine
school.
like some hardened like street dude just blowing through all these youth adult like vampire.
They
Like,
did give us Robert Pattinson, and I like him.
yo,
I fuck with Robert Pat.
Yo, if you do want something funny, watch the first one with the commentary on, because him and Kristen Stewart just get fucking hammered the whole time.
I'll watch that.
and talk shit on the movie. The whole
might be
I
time.
would
worth
definitely
it.
watch
Which
that.
is which is why they were not invited back to do any of the sequels.
I kind of like her too in the things I've seen from her.
She's awesome.
post.
What was that
Twilight.
deep sea aliens?
Underwater.
That was a fun movie, man.
Yeah,
That's-
my fucking man showed up at the end.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say about that movie Skinamarink you just brought up. At least the title sticks out. Too many fucking horror movies of the last
Underwater.
15
Underwater.
Like the last 15 years are all just like one word titles that are easily forgettable and sound like 10 other movie titles, and you're just like, I can't remember.
That's why Snakes on a Plane is the greatest.
Yeah, something like no matter how bad it is or good it is, like the title's got to stick out.
Did you hear the story about Samuel Jackson with that, where he agreed to the movie?
They asked him to be in a movie, and he said, "Yeah."
But then, they were like,
he say
"Hey,
no
we're
to
making
things?
this movie called Snakes on a Plane. We want you to be, or not? I'm sorry, we're making a movie Snakes on a Plane. We want you to be in it." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I want in on that." And then when he showed up, there it was some different title. He's like, "Wait a minute."
Turbulence. They changed it to they sent him a script.
They retitled it.
They just called it. They didn't have a name for it. They called it Snakes on a Plane.
He's like, "Wait, I thought it was
working
called Snakes
title?
on a Plane. I'm not in this movie if it's not Snakes on a Plane."
Yeah, and when they
So
they
he
were
put-
going to rename it to Turbulence.
I have a feeling he would have said yes anyway. That guy says no to nothing. What's your number one? Twilight.
Rocky.
Get the fuck.
Agree. I hate Rocky.
Fuck the Rocky movies.
Rocky is great because of 1 and 4, and that's it. That's the only ones you need to.
1 and 4 are awesome.
One is decent.
It's fine.
One I like because it's a loser.
4 is my favorite one.
One I like because
It's the campiest.
he's
of
a
all.
That's why I love
fucking
it.
he's a fucking loser who finally pulls it off. Finally. And then the next few
Well, he doesn't even really pull it off. It was a draw at the end.
He
didn't win.
Didn't win.
yeah.
Which is also, I think, a cool ending. It's not
Yes.
they didn't do like the hero
superhero ending, yeah.
I liked it, but I'll never
Whatever.
revisit it. And it also did another thing to make Philadelphians worse.
That's on my list.
Some of them made that their personality.
Philadelphians tie their identities to a fictional white Italian boxer from Kensington. Meanwhile, you got guys like Sonny Liston, Matthew Saad Muhammad, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins.
Who?
Many
Exactly.
great
They're no
boxers.
Rocky.
Many great boxers
Guess
have
not.
come from Philadelphia.
So many.
So they decided to build a statue of a fictional one.
Exactly.
Good job. But
Fucking-
the first one's good just because I like because he's just like he's a real
I think it's a good film.
fucking loser.
I think it's just a great film.
And he finally just things start going his way towards the end. But then after that, he's like winning fights all the time. He's a good boxer, and you're like,
4's got.
then
it's
you're like, eh.
Anti-communist
Oh,
shit
also-
and robots.
Yeah.
Like Sly's not even close to a good actor.
No, he's terrible.
And
It's hard to decipher half the shit he
director,
says.
there's
He is a good director.
Big dick too.
there's too many of these fucking movies, and Creed is no exception.
There's one thing that I know you'll agree with me with on this is that, and it's great about the Rocky franchise. It gave us Dolph Lundgren.
That's so true. I wouldn't have
Was that
had
his first movie?
One of them.
we wouldn't have had the Street Preacher.
It was his
without-
first movie that got his name out.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he did a lot of direct-to-video shit before that, but the world knew him after he was Ivan Drago. But I didn't like him enough to ever bother with Creed.
No.
Those movies.
I mean,
Like,
I've
just don't
I've
care.
seen Creed 1 and 2, and they were fine.
Rocky also did the cardinal sin.
Creed 1 was good. Creed
Yeah.
2 was not.
No.
Rocky
Creed 2
also
was-
did the cardinal sin of spawning a lot of shitty copycats.
Exactly.
And I know that's not that movie's fault, but yeah, I'll agree with you. I think it's overrated, but I still did enjoy it. But I won't go out and say you have to go see Rocky before you die.
No.
You can miss it.
Are we doing our likes now?
We gonna do
Yeah.
lightning round, or are we gonna?
Since I didn't write them down, I thought of 3
All right.
off the top of my head. That was
These aren't nearly as thought provoking or
Okay.
We talked about a bunch of them kind of already, but
I'm so we're thinking of ones that are critically flops, but we love them.
Yes.
One of mine is Wild Wild West.
is that for real? Is that,
Yes.
Okay. All right.
See, I can see you loving that because you were probably a little kid when it came out.
I sure was,
Yeah.
because
You got
there
the
was a
Happy Meals and
huge no, it was a Mighty Kids meal from Burger King,
shit.
and I got the special Jim
that's a
West
thing?
sunglasses.
Mighty Kids Meals
It was
a thing?
fucking awesome.
I didn't
What
even
did the
know
sunglasses do? Were they just fancy, or did they have cool things?
They
Were
were
they as
just-
cool as the Dick Tracy watch from McDonald's?
They were just tight as fuck.
That shit was tight as
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
They were the small frame ones that Jim West was wearing.
Okay, I know. What you're
I
talking
watched
about.
Wild Wild West, and every time I keep thinking that I liked it, every time I keep thinking I liked Wild Wild West, I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Cowboys and Aliens, and I'm like, I don't like Wild Wild West at all. It sucked.
That wasn't good either.
I just thought of a fourth. I'll keep
I
riffing.
wasn't Cowboys and Aliens.
No.
No, keep going, dude. Keep going with your list.
Let's see. I
Well,
thought
if you've only got a few, do you want to think while we talk?
no.
Okay,
I
go.
only
Just
got
rip them out then.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It was a flop, and it's one of the best movies of
Yeah, but
all
I
time.
feel like everyone loves it though.
Yeah, it's a cult classic.
Anyone who's smart loves that
it's a
movie.
cult classic.
But financially, it was a flop.
Yeah.
But if every list you see of like the top 50 or 25 comedies of all time.
Yeah, but
Ferris
if you're
Bueller's
looking
in
at it
there.
as it was a flop when it came out, but
That's a lot of fucking movies too.
yeah, I mean,
That's like
it's-
the entire horror franchise.
Really.
The entire horror genre, I mean, or action movie genre.
I do also love that movie.
It molded me humor wise.
I liked it when I was younger. Then rewatches, it doesn't hold up for me.
Nah, it totally holds up.
Though I did like when that dude Cameron was imitating the fucking principal. He's like going, Rooney, you're an asshole. Like that shit was cracking me up.
What? Pardon my French.
That shit still cracked me
You're an
up.
asshole. Number 3 that I thought of, Johnny Mnemonic.
Fucking great movie.
Incredible movie.
So goddamn good on so many levels. Anytime people get excited about The Matrix, I'm like, you want to see some good
Did you
fucking
had you
sci-fi?
seen Johnny Mnemonic before knowing him?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure
Yeah.
because I know he's.
That's one of the few things we bonded over.
I had the orange VHS that I
Okay.
played
Yeah.
to death. I forgot what my
So
fourth
those
one
are
was.
those are your 3?
Yeah.
All right. Are we going? Let's go this way. I'll go. Number 1.
One of yours is going to be on mine. I already know it.
Why are you looking over my shoulder?
No, I didn't. I didn't look at your list, but
Yeah.
I know we agree on one.
Number 1 for me is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Cyborg. Has anybody seen it?
No, I
Yes.
have not.
There's ours one.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
One of the things I love more than anything is post-apocalyptic movies. It's like one of my favorite things ever. Do you mean to pause? And Cyborg is probably, if you're like, what are your...
Look at that ass. I'm sorry.
He is caked up like
Sorry.
a motherfucker, ain't he? In his action pants?
Yeah.
But one of my favorite post-apocalyptic movies is Cyborg. I think it's fucking brilliant. It's funny that it was intended to be a sequel to the Masters of the Universe movie, and I fucking love it. And no one ever talks about it. I have to tell people about it, then explain it to me, and they're always like, "Yeah, you just made that up," but it's actually real. Number 2, the Pitch Black franchise.
I also like those movies.
Pitch Black's Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick. I think they're fucking great sci-fi movies.
I wish they had gone deeper into the Chronicles of Riddick stuff where they went bigger. Huh?
We'll bring it back. We'll talk about it when you come back in there, PP boy. Now, there was
Leave your dick
also a computer game that had a story that tied in with everything called
Butcher Bay or whatever.
Escape from Butcher Bay.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was fucking fantastic as well.
It was on Xbox also.
And I played it on PC, I think, at a friend's house, and it was
Look at
fucking
you, you
fan-
fucking nerd.
Brag. I didn't have it, and the person who had it on PC. And I was like, this fucking rules. I love that franchise.
I like them a lot,
It was a lot
too.
of fun.
And
Yeah.
yes, Vin Diesel's a terrible actor. But like the stories were cool, like
Yeah, but
the
for
visuals were cool.
For what they wanted from Riddick, like that character, he's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that there's a pitch black movie in development still. It's been stuck in production hell. Or
Then I
something.
don't want it.
It's probably because he's been doing Fast and Furious every 6 weeks.
There is that.
He does love the Riddick character, though. Like I think he would always come back to it. I don't think he
Yeah.
gives a shit.
I've heard people rate Pitch Black well.
The original, yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
the
good.
original one.
The ones that followed, they're not so much.
I like the second one a lot because it's more like hard sci-fi type shit.
Yeah.
It's bigger picture.
Yeah, they
I'd say it almost gets
really,
into like a Dune kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
they really super fleshes everything out, and then
And then they
just
pull it back
just
again.
Riddick, they kind of dial it back a bit. But yeah, I fucking love those movies. Number 3, this is gonna get me yelled at by John Wren. Most remakes and reboots. I don't think they're.
What does
great.
that mean?
I don't think
It's a
they're
very
all.
general
I don't think they're
statement.
all great, but I think most of them are better than people want to give them a chance to. I like the Evil Dead remake, but this is not one of the ones I'm talking about. But like some of the reboots or remakes are not really remakes. They're honestly just fresh start sequels.
Reimagining.
They're like there's like and sometimes it's the closest thing you're ever going to get to a sequel. And so it's like if take it for that and just say okay, it's another sequel where they kind of reset the storyline and all that shit. And they're great. Like I didn't hate the RoboCop reboot. The one with Joel Kinnaman.
I think it's bad.
I didn't hate
It's
it.
very forgettable for me.
Yeah, but it was like it's better than RoboCop 3.
It's samurais in it or whatever, ninjas,
Yeah.
rocket
But
ninjas.
like most remakes of horror movies, I don't hate them. But I don't look at them as remakes or reboots. I look at them as like it's just like a fresh start sequel. Like it's a sequel, but they kind of just throw in some new characters instead of bringing back, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis or whoever. So like I like the Halloween remakes. I like them a lot. The Rob Zombie ones. But I don't look at them as remakes. I look at them as kind of just like fresh sequels. But that's my number 3. I know it is kind of vague, but I stick by it. Number 4 is a sci-fi film that I absolutely fucking love, and I've read the book trilogy, and it's fucking fantastic, because the movie's called Annihilation. Have you seen that?
That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
The
bear scene
space
alone,
movie?
The bear scene alone.
I love that
You
movie.
talking about that? Yeah. The bear scene alone is worth watching that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The movie rules.
It's there's a trilogy of books called the Southern Reach trilogy by a guy named Jeff Vandermeer, and the first one was Annihilation, and then there's Apocalypse, and I forget what the third one's called, but they're also fantastic. And I thought, and it bombed horribly.
I don't even think it went to theater. I think it was just.
No,
I saw
I saw it in the theater.
I saw it in theater.
Okay, I
It was fucking fantastic in
Dude,
theater too.
And you had fucking Portman, you had Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tessa
Michelle
Thompson's in it.
I think Michelle Rodriguez was in that shit, you know, when she was like actually relevant. And yeah, and it looks great, but it just did not do well. And because they were supposed to make a trilogy out of with the movies too, and it just didn't do well enough to warrant that. But number 5, I think some people will agree in this room will agree with me on, is the M. Night Shyamalan movies.
All of them?
That dude gets dogged on a lot, and I think for the most part, he puts out a quality product.
I'm with you.
Sometimes.
I like most of his films. Like Lady in the Water, I didn't like.
I loved it.
I obviously didn't.
How was the new one?
So
Which
Knock
one?
on the door or whatever.
Knock on the
Didn't
Cabin.
say it.
So Knock on the Cabin, the book takes a way bigger risk. Like that movie is like line for line, shot for shot until like there's a scene in the book that I don't want to spoil because you guys totally should read the book. There's a scene in the book that happens.
Who wrote the book?
What?
Who wrote the book?
Oh, I forget his name.
Text it to me later, all right?
So there's a scene that happens in the book that is not in the movie, and it is like a huge diversion.
That was like a make or break for it.
Well, it just changes the complete vibe of the end of the movie, like by a lot. You're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" If you watch the movie first. But the Shyamalan said that he was like, he's like, I didn't think that would translate to like my audience, like the big audience, because it's like too much of a risk. So the knock against Knock in the Cabin is that he didn't take that risk, like he played it safe. But I also think it's like and everyone always gives Shyamalan shit because they're always like, oh, he's a one-trick pony, he just does a reveal. It's always a twist or a reveal. And Knock at the Cabin, I feel like his version of Knock at the Cabin, or Cabin at the End of the World is the book. But his version of it is the most non-Shyamalan. It's the most straightforward.
The book's called Cabin at the End of the World.
Yeah.
I definitely need to watch that. It keeps popping up, and I
want to read the book first.
If you read the book, if you saw the movie first, the moment that I'm talking about in the book, you'd be like, oh wow, yeah, that's a big fucking diversion.
But
when you watch the movie, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see what he did.
But
here.
when was the last time you actually watched anyone here watched a Shyamalan movie and was just was like mad that they had wasted time on it?
Couple times.
The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting he fucking did.
Yeah,
And the one he did for Will Smith's kid.
Yeah, Second Earth or whatever the fuck it was called.
But apparently Will Smith sought him out to do it just because he was a Philly guy.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is they filmed at, was it Triple Sun Studios? It's like not too far from my house. They did a lot of the soundstage stuff like over there. I'm like, cool.
I didn't even bother watching it because I knew it was just like built to be a vehicle for Jaden Smith. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
I like more of his movies than I dislike, for sure.
Yeah.
And I can watch them for different reasons because The Happening is a bad movie, but I think it's hysterical.
The story is cool.
The story's cool. The acting's completely awful. The acting actually turns it into somewhat of a comedy.
The sudden suicides was shocking.
How did we feel about The Village?
I like The Village a lot.
I liked The Village up until the reveal.
We saw that in the theaters together.
Once the reveal,
I saw it in theater too.
Once the reveal happened,
once
the reveal happened, I was like, "This is fucking stupid."
I liked the reveal, but another problem with his movies is that they don't have a rewatch value. Some of them do.
Signs I can watch.
Unbreakable I can watch ad nauseum.
Village I can watch, honestly.
I can watch Split.
Split's good.
Glass was not worth a rewatch.
No. But
Yeah,
every single one of them is for the first viewing
haven't
you
seen
get
Old
through,
yet.
I'm always super
Yeah.
entertained by it.
Old's fine.
Old's good. I like
Old will
it.
fall in that same realm of like The Happening, I think, where you'll be like,
Or Devil.
yeah. Well, Devil he didn't direct; he just produced it.
Oh.
He was supposed to do a series of stuff called the M Night Chronicles, where he was gonna
I
he was
remember that.
he was gonna be like the producer for a handful of like
Up and comers,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And that was the first and only one, unfortunately.
Thanks a lot, Devil.
Yeah, thanks
But
a lot.
yeah, but-
Thanks a lot, Midnight.
Like some of them are better. Obviously, some are better than others, but there hasn't been a single one where I wasn't entertained for the hour and a half to 2.5 hours it took to
I
get
think
me
Lady
there.
in the Water is the only one that I straight up was like of his
It's different.
normal weird stuff
Yeah.
that I was like, I'm not.
Because there was no real.
And I fucking love Paul Giamatti too.
There's supernatural twist to
Yeah.
it, but it wasn't a horror twist
No.
of any type at all.
Well, I didn't need that, but
It's
I
fantasy.
just thought it was.
I liked it a lot though.
Yeah.
Probably because it was Bryce. What's her name?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Watch her.
Gorgeous.
Watch her shit in a pizza box.
What
But-
you got, Matt?
Now that I'm looking at this, the first one I'm going to mention, if I recall, probably wasn't a financial flop, but it was mostly panned, was the original Mortal Kombat movie. I like that movie a lot.
I really like that movie.
I like that movie a lot. I can
fucking-
acknowledge that
it's
it's
silly.
It's not great, but I love that movie.
It's goofy as fuck. I
What
love
I
it.
liked about that movie was, as we all know, I get shit for it, as I'm a huge fan of that video game franchise, and to finally
The
see
fuck's wrong with the video game?
everybody, because you have one, there's two camps, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. You can't be in both.
Ugh, that's disgusting. That's a stupid take.
Well, we're
That's
not
the way
get-
it was.
We're not getting into that.
we all know Tekken's better anyway.
Leave.
die in three fires. But it was like, this is like, even when comic book movies are bad, I just get excited because you get to see characters you love finally make it to
Yep.
the big screen, and you finally get this, have them like kind of get their day. So I like Mortal Kombat because of that. But as far as quality wise,
No. And
Yeah.
These five are more broad to me, where it was like
Okay.
movies that are either bad or failed that I still like.
Love
Yo,
it.
if you look at it on as compared to other video game movies, it's a fucking masterpiece.
It's not as good as the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh no,
It's
But,
pretty.
like,
It's pretty
It's
fucking
not-
rewatchable
it's
too.
Definitely not as good as the fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie.
fucking that movie
Speaking
killed
of-
Raul Julia.
Speaking of JCVD,
But compared to like all the movies of like all the other video game movies,
The only two that
It's
I would say are
pretty
better
fucking great.
would be the Sonic movies, which are fucking awesome.
didn't see.
I loved them.
saw
I loved
the first
them.
one.
I loved them.
I didn't see either.
And the Mario movie was fucking awesome.
didn't see it. I saw the Super Mario Brothers
Well, yeah, I'm talking the new one.
John Leguizamo
and
again.
Bobby Hoskins.
Yeah,
I saw the second Sonic movie. I took my nephew, and I was entertained.
they're fun, man. They're fun movies. I watched them with my daughter.
But like at the time of Mortal Kombat, when that came out, that was the best video game movie.
Oh yeah,
And talk about
Doom was
rewatch.
terrible.
Talk about
Which
rewatchable
Doom?
too.
Oh, The Rock in it.
I did not know that existed.
I don't
You
know.
gave me the DVD, still shrink wrapped one day as a silly gift.
Do you want
I
mine?
like the
Do you want
one-
mine? I'll give you another silly gift. I'll just give you mine.
We'll give them all. Give them to him.
I like Carl Urban, man.
I love Carl Urban. So the movie, it's all like a normal movie. Like,
Yeah.
But at the very end, it goes into like a berserker mode,
Ah,
and it's all
that-
in first person.
And it tanks it.
Yeah,
Tanks
it's
the
all
movie.
in first person.
It tanks the movie.
So
Before
yeah.
that, it's like a just.
But
like
that's
a-
not on my list.
Before that, it's just like an alien ripoff movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they tank it in the last 20 minutes.
So my next one was a dream project by a young Canadian gentleman named Thomas Green. Freddie Got Fingered.
Dude, Freddy Got Fingered is goddamn incredible.
Yes.
Freddy Got Fingered is in my.
with my legs. No,
is
you
in my-
do.
Either that or you're just lazy.
Yeah.
It's in a tie with the movie Top Secret as my favorite comedic film of all time.
Okay, so you're with me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's such
You
a
can't hurt me.
it's such a quotable movie.
Not with my cheese helmet on.
It's a generational movie. Like it's stupid, but it's
Dumb
fucking
people
awesome.
don't like that
if I
movie.
showed it to my niece, she'd be like, "This is the dumbest thing
Yeah.
you've ever showed me."
Yeah,
It showed us
and would never talk to me.
it showed us the comedic talent of Rip Torn
Yeah.
and kind of gave him
fuck my ass.
it kind of revamped his goddamn career.
and then he
Yeah.
died.
Yo, Rip Torn.
Nah, he was into
Did I
Jackass.
ever tell you
too.
my Rip Torn story?
You want to fuck me, Freddy?
I like half met Rip Torn. Like he was walking around in Philly. I see this guy on my lunch break. He's like walking with like those like beach pants, and he has like a fucking button down like
Shorts.
shirt on and
Like
fucking
capris?
no, they're what the fuck is it?
The
What-
linen?
Yeah, linen. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like linen pants on,
Nice.
like a button down shirt, and he had like a fucking weird hat on. But he like
yeah.
turned and I saw his face. I'm like, how the fuck do I know that guy? And I'm like, this is probably just some fucking random idiot in Philly. So I'm like I'm gaining on this person, and I'm like, wait, I know this person. So he flags a fucking cab right out front of my building, and when he turns, I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking Rip Torn. So I like literally instinctively, I'm like, yo, Rip, and he like looks at me, and I'm like, big fan of your work, and he goes, and I'm a fan of yours, and gets in the fucking,
Fuck yeah.
gets in the
Fuck
taxi and
yeah.
drives off. I'm like, yeah.
Yes, that's sick. That's
R.I.P.
great.
GBNF.
William Fitzsimmons' son is a nuclear physicist. My son can eat a chicken sandwich. God damn, yeah. Freddy Got Fingered is fucking sheer brilliance.
It's properly rated. That movie that movie fucks.
Dude, I saw that in the theater, and I went with a group of people, about 8 of us. I was the only person that stayed to finish the movie. They're like,
What?
They're like, well, you got to catch the fucking bus home. I'm
And
like,
I will.
And I said, gladly.
Yeah.
Fan 4.
And
Japan for
I will out.
Shishi?
I will out one of the people that I went with because he listens to this podcast. Nate Ferry. You know you did
Fucking
this.
nerd.
Oh, you fucking
We should have left you in
dork.
jail in New Jersey.
Yeah, people were walking out, and when we first got in the theater, there was 8 of us, but there was probably about like 30 other people in the theater. By the time credits rolled, it was just me, and I was like, like one of those laughs.
That's incredible.
Oh god, when the little kid just fucking runs up to try, says, "Hey, Gordon," his face lands
yeah.
in the door. He comes up with teeth in his hands.
He breaks his shin on the fucking skateboard ramp.
Oh my god. Get this man to the hospital. You get a job. Oh fuck, dude. It's
What-
so goddamn good.
What,
All right.
what else, man?
All right, so my number 3 is one of the lesser heralded Stallone movies. One that is
You gonna say fucking over the top?
It's great. Fuck.
it determines child custody via arm wrestling
Yeah.
over the top. It's a fucking awesome movie.
Who knew to get custody of your son, all you had to do was flip your hat around.
And put the thumb over.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
it's-
fold the thumb over, and that's how you win.
Yeah.
It was an hour and 45 of him flexing.
Yeah.
He was flexing for custody.
Yeah.
So
It's,
honestly,
if you watch that movie from that perspective, that a child's life is to be determined by this
child's
movie.
well-being
Yeah.
and future was on the line.
Does he go to his mother, or does he go to a fucking truck driving arm wrestler?
Oh god! And watch the mom was probably like a dentist with like a
I don't
sick
remember
house, you know.
Yeah, I don't remember the circumstances, but yeah,
Had all the good snacks.
Now I never revisited that movie later in life.
it's fucking awesome.
Like I watched it,
I've never seen it.
obviously when it came out.
Watch it.
but like 2 or 3 times.
Well, that come out.
Wasn't
like 88,
Hogan in that
87?
too?
No.
No,
Somebody else was in that movie as one of his opponents.
Hogan was in Rocky 3.
no, but somebody else
there was a wrestler. I think was one of
was
the.
one of his opponents.
Yeah, but not the main bad guy. I don't think the main villain was. I think that was just some big. Like,
Was Zeus in it?
guy. No, that was. No, I don't think he
You
was.
talking
in it.
Tiny Lister?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I couldn't remember who the final guy was. I just.
Why do I keep wanting to say it was fucking Mickey Rourke, but that's not it.
No, I think it was just the dude was just some like big stunt man.
Okay.
Like that they.
But yeah, that
Yeah.
movie. I will watch that right.
I was
right
hoping
now.
you were going to say Tango and Cash.
That I don't think that that's.
I would have high-fived you on that.
I don't
one.
think that that's a hated movie. I thought it did well in the theater when it came out. Didn't it?
I will
What,
add one that didn't
Tango
do
and
good.
Cash?
Yeah.
That rules is Cobra,
Yeah, Cobra's fucking awesome.
but didn't do well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cobra's fucking awesome.
Fucking cuts
I think
pizza with
Cobra
scissors.
went straight to fucking.
No, it came
Cobra
out.
did.
No,
Cobra
it came out
theirs.
theirs. That was after Rocky.
Well, Tango
His
when-
name carried that movie.
Tango and Cash was definitely like, because that was also way later than Over the Top and Cobra.
It was like 91, 92.
Yeah, and it was also peak.
And it was, you
for
were getting him and Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
So I think that movie did well just on names. But-
yeah.
What else you got?
So next one is a less heralded comedy by a Mr. Chevy Chase. Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing but trouble.
yeah,
Fucks.
rules.
It's so stupid. I love
One
that
of the
movie.
weirdest movies.
I fucking
ever.
love that movie.
Prime Aykroyd too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has one of the lowest ratings on all of Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a fucking brilliant fun.
It's in single digits.
It's so good. And Demi Moore.
It's so dumb. I love that movie.
There was
Tupac's in it.
There was an era where Chevy Chase could just do no fucking wrong.
He was a
lies.
prick the whole time too.
And that was towards the end of that tenure.
That and
it started with
Funny Farm and shit like that.
It started with like Caddyshack and Fletch, and just kept going and going. He was just killing and killing. I think the last one that was beloved of his was Christmas Vacation.
No,
Vegas came out after that.
Yeah.
Vegas is.
But I don't think that did well.
I like Vegas.
It was all right.
I don't think it did well.
It may
the
not
other
have,
ones did.
But Nothing But Trouble.
It's fucking great.
Just from my childhood, that's one of my favorite movies.
That used to be on HBO super early in the morning, constantly.
Yeah.
I always wanted
yeah.
to go down that slide, but like not turn into meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but between us, which one's Boba and which one's Lil Devil?
You're Boba for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's definitely Lil Devil.
And I'm shocked that this wasn't on your list.
Oh, okay.
This is the one I thought for sure. Alien 3.
The bitch is back.
Alien 3 I hold in a higher regard than most
It is a
other
movie
movies.
that is widely hated.
It's my favorite of the franchise, and I get
And
so
I
much
love
shit for
it. Oh my god.
I get so much shit for this. It's my favorite of the franchise, and I get hate for it so much.
I'm bummed that
I'll
the
ride it till I
studio
die.
butchered it from what it should have been. But
Well, there was like 400 different like stories for that.
yeah.
The fucking Monk Planet would have been the best one.
Yeah.
I'm not denying there could be a
Yeah.
million better options, but
But we
what got I really enjoyed. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and that was my number one just because I don't just think it's passable. I love that movie. Just I'm not going to say I think it's a perfect movie at all, but I love that.
None of
movie.
the Aliens
I've never
movies
seen
are
it.
perfect movies.
No. It's if you go from Alien, which is a fucking masterpiece, to Aliens, which is a fucking action masterpiece, to Alien 3, it's a big drop off as far as film quality. But I fucking love the movie. He might disagree with me on that statement, but I fucking love that movie. I don't think it's as good as those two, but
I said it.
it's almost as good.
I said it before. It's the same reason I love Alien 3 is the same reason I prefer Alien over Aliens 2, over the movie Aliens. Because Alien, you had a bunch of they're basically space scrappers,
Mechanics.
right?
They're like mechanics, basically.
But they would just like find ships that were derelict and
Yeah.
scrap them. So they had to take on this alien by themselves. Aliens, you had an entire platoon of space marines.
That's why it's an action movie.
Just fucking loaded out and kitted. So
It's a big hard dick of a movie.
there was more aliens, but the matching was even. Then he'd bring it back to Alien 3, and it kind of went back to 1, where, yeah, there were convicts, so some of them were down with some violent shit, but they had no weapons, except for what they could cobble together on their own. And you still had a shitload of aliens in the
Where
movie.
my Japanese
No, it
alien
was just
shirt?
one.
So,
It was just one alien.
yeah, I've like this.
The dog alien,
I
yeah.
prefer the stakes of Alien and Alien 3. I like when the stakes are a little more even. But
Well, yeah, that was my number one.
I love fucking Alien 3. I still stick by it being. It's definitely my favorite of that trilogy.
And that's fair. I don't agree, but that's fair.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna come up
John?
with a bunch of movies that you didn't even fucking see, but I didn't even do like and I thought my parameters were only horror, so all my answers are only horror.
It seemed like there was some confusion all around with this one.
Yeah,
So
we're still really good at this.
Yeah.
So we already talked about the Hellraiser series. Hellraiser 3 gets a lot of hate.
I
but
love that.
I
I
love
That's
that
next
movie.
to my to rewatch list.
I love it.
So it's because it's not the psychological. It's
Mm-hmm.
more of a like a slasher. But I like the idea of it that it's the end of 2 when Gerard like fucking zaps Pinhead and separates. He peels back his like humanity and reveals like Elliot Spencer, like the person that turned into Pinhead.
Yeah.
When he did that, he separated Pinhead the demon from the humanity, so there was no like conscience. So the idea that there's this like unhinged Pinhead now that's trying to like get out of like hell and like kill people, I was all for it. He doesn't play by any of the rules that are in the first one. Kills like that whole fucking nightclub full of people. That's like not part of the rules. You have to be called by the box. He doesn't give a shit about the box.
The box was part of that like pillar thing,
Yeah.
right? And didn't somebody have to remove it from the pillar to give him access? I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen it in a long time. It was still tied to the box, though, wasn't it?
JP had it, and then I forget how Joey gets it now.
Yeah, I just remember it's in the statue.
Either way, it's not. It's the first of the the next run of 8 that like are hated. It's like everyone's like, oh, only the first 2 are good. And I think the third one's good. Is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
See, I always hear different. I always hear the first 3 or 4 are good.
Not 4.
I've heard that as well.
4 has some really cool parts, but that movie is a fucking mess.
It's really long too. At least in my head, it is.
Well, the fact that it
like in space and all that.
So it starts out in the future, but then it goes back and plays out that, and like the fact that the box was not like created by like hell. It's
a toy maker.
Yeah, some toy maker in like 17th century France, and they were like aristocrats. They were just like, oh, he's like, oh, I made this thing,
gilded and
that's stupid.
Yeah, because it also like kind of defeats the lore a little bit too, because the box was found in Asia in the first one. Like Frank finds it like in the fucking like slums.
Fucking Frank.
Yeah, so
skinless pussy hound.
so that's on my list of movies that people hate that I love.
Now I definitely want to revisit it.
It's a good movie.
Another one we talked about, the Freddy series, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Everyone fucking dogs on that
I
one.
like it.
So it's, but if you look at it, it's rated really low. It's only getting some love now.
Is it Dream Child?
No, it's the fucking.
Oh, you said Friday the 13th. You said Friday the 13th.
Did I? I'm sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. It's the
Freddy's Revenge?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's the quote unquote gayest film that was ever made. As a matter of fact,
people seen Top Gun?
The guy Mark, I can't remember his last name, that plays the lead in that movie, was actually dealing with his own, like, he was like on the verge of coming out, and he was like going through some stuff. And if you watch that movie, it especially now knowing this, that movie clearly plays on a person that is like having like he's having coming to terms with himself.
Is that coincidence or?
I think a little bit.
Yeah.
But he made a movie called Scream Queen about himself and like the making of that movie.
Gotcha.
And they've now dubbed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 the gayest movie that was ever made. And
definitely gotta rewatch that.
But I think it's really cool because it's like it's kind of like half possession movie. Like Freddy plays by a little bit of different rules in this movie than he does in any other one. I mean, he literally like bursts out. He does like a chest burst. He like how he gets to the real world is not like via a dream. He like literally pops out of this guy's like torso and starts fucking people up.
Yeah.
And it's the scene when he's like, "You're all my children now," and he like kills all these like teenagers at like a pool party and shit. Like that's fucking visceral. Like it's the one that everyone always skips it because it's bookended by the first one and Dream Warriors, and Dream Warriors is the one that like everyone loves.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't aware that movie wasn't liked.
Yeah,
It's
it's a change for sure.
But like when they went back to Dream Warriors, they went back to like his rules where everything had to be via like falling asleep and whatnot.
Yeah.
And strictly that's when everyone's like, oh, it's back on track. It's kind of like, it's not as much of a departure as like Halloween 3, which is completely not Michael Myers, but that's how a lot of people view that movie as like, oh, this really isn't a Freddy movie. It's kind of something else that Freddy's in. And it's
still a great movie.
Yeah.
It's great. I loved it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like it too.
What else do I got on here? Oh, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Everyone loves the original one, the one that takes place.
I get confused on which is which with those.
So the first one is the one where the fucking chick dances naked on the fucking tomb.
Yeah,
and it basically takes place at the morgue and the like the medical supply place.
There's a fucking costume.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And the sequel takes place in the fucking like suburbs. They find the barrel in like one of those like sewer drains.
Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah.
So I've grew up watching the sequel more, and I fucking love that movie, and I will rewatch it like a million times. There's so many good one-liners. Like at one point, there's a zombie like starts talking on the radio. It's a node to the like send more cops or something.
Oh yeah, it was like send more paramedics.
But he gets on the mic and he's like hello, hello ambulance, this is dispatch, and he's like, oh, and he's like, hold on a second, and he goes back to the zombie and he's like, hey, sir, can you tell me who the president of the United States is? And the zombie's like, Harry Truman. And it's like 1988, and like I fucking die at that scene, or the fact that they have like the severed head that's like talking. It's like so. I love Return of the Living Dead 2. Everyone fucking hates that movie. Everyone's a fucking idiot. You should rewatch it because it's awesome.
I'm just not a fan of silly when it comes to horror.
You don't like comedy horrors? Like you don't like?
It's got to be really fucking good.
Rewatch Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
All right. Should I watch Return of the Living Dead
One, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's a great movie.
Or should I, can I just watch 2 and be fine?
You can, but
Well, yeah, because basically the same two characters from the first one played two different characters in the second one.
yeah.
All right, then one of the Feast series. Feast was. Do you remember that Project Greenlight?
It's another one of those ones where the fucking name is like it sounds like so many other.
Project Greenlight was that HBO or something?
Yeah, so Matt
I
Damon,
remember that,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck. So the first movie that they ever did the Greenlight for and funded was this horror movie called Feast.
What was the premise?
They're trapped in a bar with these like
Rats.
No.
Weren't they big rats?
No, they were fucking like aliens.
Oh,
That,
no, I'm thinking of a different movie. Never mind.
No, it's so like Jay Muse is in it. Fucking Henry Rollins, Tretch from fucking.
I got you. I got you.
Guy Kluger, that actually is the guy who owns the medical supply shop in Return of the Dead.
Yeah.
He's in it. They're all. It's actually his. I think it's his son that directed it. Basically, they're just trapped in this fucking shithole bar with these like, aliens that want to eat them that are like outside. And I think it takes a lot of great chances. And there's two sequels that like no one ever fucking talks about. Like people don't even know that they're out, but they're panned, and I think they're just as fun. Like no one ever talks about Feast. It didn't do so hot. It was.
And it had sequels?
Yeah, it had two of them. Like one was called like Sloppy Seconds, and the last one was called like I forget what that something about thirds. But like they're all the sequels aren't as good because they clearly pulled some of the budget. Like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck weren't funding the sequels, but Feast is a movie that I feel like it's particularly the first one that doesn't get enough credit or talked about. I think everyone, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
I think I saw it when
It sounds really familiar to me. I feel like I've seen the
I
first
saw it
one.
when it came out on DVD.
If you got to the first like 3, and they also have like they do like that thing where they're like, oh, this is this character. It's like, but they make it. It's like female heroine or like male hero, and like it'll tell you who it is. But then like the male hero dies. Like and they're like, oh, now we need the next one. Like, but like one point it says Jason Mewes. It just says Jason Mewes. Like. But so it has like its humor, but it's mostly like a pretty intense, like scary, like gory horror film.
Yeah.
So I felt like throwing it on there because I was like looking through my movies and I'm like, hey, Feast never gets talked about and it's kind of panned by people. And then number 1, I say this one for last, The Human Centipede.
I've never seen it.
So everyone hates it. I think the first one is legitimately a good horror movie.
I think
It's scary. It's a scary concept for sure.
I think
fucked me up.
So the first one is good because it's clean. It's not, you don't see the shit. You don't see all the stuff that you think. Like when you hear the concept, it's like, oh, 3 people sewn ass to mouth to create one, digestive tract. You're like, oh, this movie's gonna be full of fucking shit everywhere. You don't.
No, he sewed him up real good.
It's kind of just implied, yeah.
So
of course,
and your fucking brain, your own imagination will do things.
Will
way
take
worse.
you there anyway.
So
yeah.
when the scene in question happens, because it does happen, obviously they have to fucking cross that bridge. Anything that you're thinking is worse than what they're showing on screen. You're like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like you're getting.
It was super effective.
But you're like thinking about it. You're like you like go into her mouth and you're just like thinking about her having to like fucking eat this dude's shit, and like it will gross you out. But everything is clean. Like he's a surgeon at like is a master at his craft. It's so there's like not a lot of blood, but like the doctor that is the villain is like super fucking creepy. I thought it was a really good like psychological horror film that was supposed to be gory, that wasn't, and it was great that it wasn't gory.
It fucked up everybody when that movie came out.
Yeah. Now the sequel's trash.
Isn't there like how
There's
many?
3.
There's like
Really?
there's a bunch.
There's 2 of them. There's
only 2?
There's the sequel, which is in black and white, but gives you all the shit. And then the third one, there's a 500-person train.
I remember that.
And
Yeah.
it's in jail. It's in jail and it's stupid.
Isn't it in Texas or some shit?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. And the
first
two,
one's Germany.
The 2 villains from the first 2 films play 2 different two new characters in the third one.
The first one came out when I was in senior year of high school. Everybody talked about that movie. It swept the school. Everybody.
Yeah, but everyone saw it because
because it's gross.
Shock.
Yeah. But it's not a gross film.
It was good.
It's not
It
gross.
was very, very
It's
good.
not gross immediately in your face. Like it's gross
No.
because you're thinking about the gross stuff.
If you can gross people out with just the implication of what's happening,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's
was
way
very
more.
effective.
I think that's way more effective than actually showing it.
Yeah, it was very effective.
I would highly recommend you see that.
I will.
then.
The first one.
The first one.
The first one. Yeah.
I do have a fun story about the
Yeah.
second one though. The only thing that made up for watching that movie. So I made John Barlow watch the first one, and he did not want to watch it. And he like squirmed in it was at my old apartment. He squirmed in the seat the entire time he watched it. And then when the sequel came out, I told him, I was like, dude, it's coming. And he was like, I'm not fucking going with you. And so I bought him a ticket. I was like, you gotta go. I bought you a ticket. So me, him, and Yan went, which is like the worst trio of people. That
I
was the worst
can't
trio of people.
imagine this.
Jesus
So
Christ.
opening night, it was sold out. It was definitely that fucking stupid crowd that like would go see that movie.
Opening night.
So there was a report of this barbed wire scene. Basically, the long story short is at one point the villain was supposed to wrap barbed wire around his dick and like rape this girl. They cut it out of the film. I'm glad they cut it out because that would have been fucking stupid.
You already saw it in 7 anyway.
So two fucking assholes in the like third row the whole time were like overly laughing at things that they shouldn't have laughed at. And when the movie ended, they kept being like, "What happened to the barbed wire scene? What happened to the barbed wire?" They just kept doing it, like relentless. So
You just want to push them
hold
down.
on. So have you ever been at the Ritz at the Bourse?
Yep.
Where you have to go up the step. You have to go
Yeah,
downstairs.
I went with you once.
Yeah. So
I saw Black Klansman there. Yes.
So John's like, yo, I'll meet you guys up at the fucking upstairs. I got to take a piss. So me and Yan go upstairs and we're standing on the street like waiting for John. And the two fucking assholes that are just being like, it's like, they come out, they're still fucking like yammering. I see John Barlow come up the fucking escalator with this fucking like I'm coming to do some damage look on his
God.
face. He has in his hand the biggest fucking, it like puts this thing to shame, like the biggest soda I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, what the fuck does he have that for? He comes.
We're about to find out.
He comes barging out of the fucking doors, goes right up to the guy, grabs him by his shirt, and he goes, "Yeah, what happened to fucking barbed wire scene, buddy?" And proceeds to smash this fucking giant thing of Dr. Pepper on this dude's face.
Oh man. At least do diet. What a waste.
And the guy was like, "What the fuck, man?" And went to go and John just starts walking away. Like he just basically walk off home runs this and just walks away.
Shit.
The dude goes running up to try to kick John. Misses, throws like a fucking cartoon, whoop, and lands on his back. Some guy comes over and stands over top of him and just goes, "Yeah, you fucking asshole," or something like that. And I'm just like, what is happening? And Yan and I,
Just Philly things.
Yan and I have no
fuck.
we don't get involved in anything. We're just like, all right, so all that just happened. What the fuck? And John was like, I thought about getting that Dr. Pepper for 20 minutes. He's like, so I had to go get the biggest one. Because I was like, why'd you do that? He's like, I felt like it was the thing to do.
The first thing that popped in my head when you just finished the story, I was like, that was probably a really expensive Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. He had to really want to do that.
Yeah.
Because the Ritz place was a lot more expensive than
No,
other
the
theaters.
Ritz is actually not. It's
Oh.
it's actually less. Because I think they make more of their money off the ticket sales as opposed to concessions.
Is that where we saw the guns or saw
We did a
Dark
mandate
Tower?
thing there.
No, we saw that at one of the fucking other ones that they do that.
We did one of the mandates there.
Is that why it closed?
What? Because we watched the Gunslinger?
No, the Bourse.
I have no idea why the Ritz at the Bourse, but it's bought back up again. The fucking
Yeah, I saw it.
Philly Film Society owns it now.
Yeah. One of my customers. Now, is that it for the films then?
Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Ooh. Do you guys like games?
I love games.
Do you like this game?
Is it turn off the lights and play Who's in My Mouth?
The answer is yes.
Good question.
Is it Tom explains the rules while I take a piss?
This game, Matt, you know this game.
Matt helped develop this game.
And John, you're a listener of the show, but I'll explain it just in
You've been
case.
on here before, didn't you do this?
Just in case this is.
I had to do some fucking pop quiz that they asked me dumb.
Well, that's the first. Oh, okay.
Just in case this is somebody's first episode, this game is called Is It Euro?
Oh,
And this is
I
when.
love this game.
Yes. As does everybody. This game is a fucking sensation. It sweeps the nation. It's conceptualized by Dennis and our own Matt Bennett early on, and Dave. I got to give Dave his credit too. We're gonna, I'm gonna read you all 20 band names,
20.
and you have to tell me if they are or are not Euros, judging solely off of the name. Now you know that bands overseas have some fucking stupid names.
Stupid
But-
good.
So do some of the bands from here too. Now, I do have, if it matters, I have the genre too. So if you want like a clue, I can give you that. But if you can tell me if they are Euros or are not Euros, you get a point. But if you can narrow down as far as to where they are from, like if you can narrow it down by country, or if you can narrow it down by which state or whatever,
The answer to all
you get a
of
bonus
them is
point.
Latvia.
Is what, Latvia?
Latvia. That's the answer to all of them.
Latvia or Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a one,
What is that box, real quick? Oh, I thought she had like a witch's hat on. Never
some
mind.
kind of
Okay,
some
never mind.
box I found.
Is that part of the game?
He's like, it's just a box. It's a cop.
What are you, a cop?
It's a puzzle box.
You got a listening device on.
Can I have
You
another
work-
bottle of water, please?
Yes, you may. Anybody else?
No, I'm alright.
All right. Band number 1,
All right.
Elk's Blood.
I'm gonna say not Euro.
I'm gonna agree. Not
I'm
your-
also going to agree.
You're all correct. They're not Euros.
Elk's Blood.
Can I guess a
Wait,
genre?
give me a genre, and I'll maybe I can
Let me
guess
guess
the
the
state.
genre. Stoner doom metal.
Death/thrash metal.
Oh, that could be anywhere. I'm gonna go
Whoa.
with Texas.
Okay.
Death thrash. I'll
No,
say
it's elk. It's got to be up north. I'm gonna say something fucking weird like Montana.
Canada.
Portland, Oregon.
Seattle, Washington.
Ah, fucking.
We were all basically
Dennis is very close.
Same.
Dennis is the closest.
We're
Yeah.
all somewhat close.
Teddy is not a loser. List
Is the genre ska?
Yes, definitely.
electronic deathcore.
Ugh.
Teddy is not a loser.
Teddy is
Electronic
not a
Teddy.
loser.
I'm going not Euro.
Okay.
Wow.
I can't wait to hear this someday.
I'll say Euro.
Okay.
I'll also say Euro.
Wait, do Europeans have Teddy? Is that like
We have
a
Theodore's.
Oh, it's yeah, true.
John is correct. They are not Euros.
Fuck.
If anyone gets this, I'll be fucking shocked.
I think the trick of
Are they from like New Hampshire?
I think the twist of this is that Teddy actually is a loser. I will still say they're not Euro, but I will say they're Canadian.
Japan.
Indonesia.
Oh, wow. Matt's
I got an Asian.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
What kind of Chinese are they? Yeah.
Here's one of my favorites so far.
Oh, what? Teddy's not a loser wasn't good enough for you?
Consider the following: ... suicide.
Didn't we already do this one?
It's on the list.
That feels like Euro.
No, we had one that was like make a difference. ... Kill
Kill
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Consider the following ...
Suicide.
suicide. That's way too edgelord to not be American.
Okay.
I'm
What did you
say-
say, John?
I said Euro.
Euro.
I'm gonna go Euro.
Dennis is correct. They are not Euros.
Europe is cool, but they don't make edgelords like America makes edgelords.
Depressive black metal. The most edgy edgelord.
Okay, so it's black metal
They're from Portland, Oregon.
or Minnesota.
Okay. Matt.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Now it's closer.
Pretty. Human meat grinder.
Why do I think I've heard this band before? Euro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Euro.
Okay. Matt.
I'll go not Euro.
Good job. They are not Euros. Slam is the genre.
New Jersey.
Matt CD collection.
They're from like Illinois or some shit.
Oh.
Dennis.
Human meat grinder is from Australia.
Argentina.
Mm.
I'm going to put them on the list. I like the name.
It's nice.
Your show too, buddy. You go for it.
It's nice.
Nail Trails.
Nail trails. That doesn't even make sense.
Heavy metal.
Euro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with Euro.
Okay.
Not Euro.
Matt and Wren are correct. They are Euros.
Are they from Germany?
Germany. Matt.
France.
Dennis.
Barcelona, Spain.
Finland.
Fuck.
Barcelona.
I just like saying that.
You know what? Here's another one I'm going to put on the list. Scissor Man.
Oh.
Ooh. Does he know Spoon Man?
Does he know Edward?
Scissor Man.
I think he's Edward's dad.
Scissor Dad.
Scissor Man.
Scissor Dad's sick. That's a good name. You think
I'm
they've
gonna
ever
go-
played with Scissor
I'm
Fight?
gonna go not Euro.
Not Euro. Okay.
Euro.
I would say not Euro, but definitely not the United States.
Dennis and Wren are correct. They are not Euros.
I will go.
I'm going Asia. I'm gonna say like Japan.
Fuck, that's where I was gonna go. So I'll go to.
It is a good name.
I'll stick with the South American slant, and I'll say Chile
Okay.
or Chile.
Genre, please.
Grindcore.
Oh.
It's not too late to change.
No. Good grindcore comes from Japan
Italy.
and South America too.
They're not.
Oh, wait, yeah,
Euros.
not Euro. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Italy.
New Italy.
Connecticut.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. Calico Jack.
Rockabilly band.
Right?
Folk metal. Close.
Ugh. It's the worst kind of metal.
I'm gonna go.
No, it's
not
not.
Euro.
Prog metal's worse, but Calico Jack,
Not Euro.
not Euro.
You're all wrong. They are Euros.
What?
Are they from fuck? Like, is it something simple? Like they're from England?
It's got to.
Australia.
That's not in Europe,
That's not
buddy.
Europe.
You're doing awesome.
You're killing it, bro.
I wasn't paying attention.
I will say Scotland.
My mind is elsewhere. I'm
I will say
sorry.
Scotland.
Scotland.
I deserve
John?
to stick with Australia.
John went England. Matt's doubling
Yeah,
down
I fucked up.
on New Australia.
Yeah.
Italy.
What?
Damn it.
The dark horse strikes again, man.
Here's another one I'm going to list. Internal organs external.
Ooh.
That's just a paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah. Those aren't where they belong.
No, the opposite actually.
I mean, it says it in the name, internal. Now you're telling me they're external?
Hey, guy.
Wow, man.
Hey, guy, you're going to get hurt that way.
You're taking me on a real journey here with this title, guy.
You're going to get an infection, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Don't spill nothing on that.
I'm gonna go Euro.
Okay.
Not Euro.
Okay. Dennis.
Euro.
They are not Euros.
Fuck.
Last chance. Where are they from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Where can I think of in Europe? No.
It's not Europe.
I know. I'm just-
I'm gonna go with Canada.
Ooh.
Do I have to pick the province,
No.
or do I
Nah.
just say Canada? Okay.
If you
Saskatchewan.
Now, if you nail the province, like you definitely get
They're
points
from
for it.
London, Ontario, Canada.
They're from Winterpeg.
They're from Oshawa.
Matt, what do you say?
I'm going to go Nevada.
You're actually closest. Prescott, Arizona. Head in a jar.
Damn. Isn't that a Alice in Chains song? That's Man in a Box.
It's jar flies.
Oh, true. Isn't it a Smashing Pumpkins song?
Probably.
No, that's right in a cage.
Okay. Head in a jar.
Head in a jar.
Can I get a genre, please?
Thrash metal.
I'm gonna say not Euro.
Not Euro.
Not
Okay.
Euro.
You're all correct. They're not Euros.
California.
Specifically San Francisco.
Wherever the Bay Area is.
That's San Francisco.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Oakland.
It's right across the bay.
San Jose.
Is it San Jose?
No.
Oh.
You say
I say we
I
can't.
think every single one of us in
No,
California.
he said California. I want to go
I'm gonna
Colorado.
I'm gonna go Florida.
Oh, that's another good one for thrash.
should have went with your instinct. Australia.
Motherfucker! This happened to me last time we played this.
It's never when you want it to be.
The one episode I kept saying Australia, 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 it never came up. The next one I just ignored Australia completely, and it came up like 5 fucking times. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh man.
Damn you, heavy metal.
I'm gonna add this one too.
Oh.
Daniel, way off.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not Euro, and I'm gonna say it's from Japan or Korea. One of those two. That's my guess.
That's
I
a
was thinking
good
Asia
fucking
too, but
guess.
I'm gonna go Euro.
Okay.
Man. Is Russia European or
It
Asian?
depends on which
half.
part. But if you pick it, you got to pick which side.
Yeah.
So you think it's Siberia or you think it's St. Petersburg?
Where did the Dyatlov incident take place?
The
Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
way out
I'll
there
take that part of Russia.
They are euros.
Okay.
So Matt gets a point.
Son of a bitch. Can I still stick with Russia?
Belgium.
Belgium. Daniel way off.
Wales.
I'm gonna go with Ireland.
So I'm saying the band is actually comprised of whales. The vocals are like,
Fuck it, I'm gonna give both you guys half a point because it just says United Kingdom. Doc.
Spell it.
DOC or DOCK?
DOC.DOC.
Genre?
So doc.document.
Doc.
So they should do like a split with fucking Vane FM.
Heavy/thrash metal.
That just fucking.
Not Euro.
I can't wrap my head around
not
that name.
Euro.
Fuck it, I'll go against the grain and say Euro.
Good job, Dennis. They are euros.
Oh fuck, now I gotta figure out where they really are from. Doc.
At least
Latvia. They're from Latvia.
At least it narrows it down.
Uh,
I don't know that we've had a Latvian one yet.
What the fuck?
we're about to find out.
Goddamn
Um,
Latvians.
wherever Dusseldorf is. That's Germany.
Germany.
Fuck it.
Croatia.
Oh,
John?
you said Latvia.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's Spain.
Barcelona.
And now, I just want to contact them and be like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Yo, we're doing a split with JPEG Mafia.
Ultra Orthodox fuck.
Put it on the list.
Yeah,
Sure am.
ultra orthodox fuck.
Euro. I already know the country I want to say too.
Non-Euro.
I'll say Euro.
Dennis is right.
Fuck.
They're not euros.
And it's come up a million times so far. This round of the
Orthodox
game.
fuck. They're from
Japan.
Russia.
Japan. Oh fuck.
I'm saying Russia.
Russia.
Russia's a good answer.
Good answer.
I mean, you can go the middle point between Japan and Russia and just say China.
It's from Tibet.
All right, I'm just gonna go United States,
Punxsutawney.
and I'm gonna say Georgia.
Okay. What did you say, Dennis?
I said Japan.
They are from El Salvador.
So we're really close.
No one's close.
Orthodox fuck.
Brutal masturbation.
That could be anywhere. What kind of? You're gonna be like.
I thought that was the
grindcore.
genre.
It is exactly grindcore.
Yeah.
You're right.
Shit, that could be anywhere.
Not Euro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go not
Euro.
Matt and Wren are correct. They're not euros.
Indiana.
New Jersey.
Mexico.
Close. Argentina.
Mm.
Okay. Toxic.
Surprised they weren't brutal masturbation SS.
I know. Seriously.
No, that's more like Argentina.
Toxic and toxic.
Toxic and toxic.
Toxic ampersand toxic.
Toxic. That's just a.
I don't know. I just hate this band. I don't even care where
Yeah.
they're from.
I just hate.
What
Yeah.
kind of,
I hate the
genre?
syntax in your name.
Grindcore.
Not Euro.
I'm gonna say not Euro, and I'm gonna say Canada.
I'm gonna say not Euro, and say we're the country of Chad.
Zeros all around. They are euros.
Fuck.
Come
I
on.
think if Chad ever just like developed the music scene, it would have a band called Toxic and Toxic.
France.
Luxembourg.
It'll come up someday.
One day. Dude, here's the real question: will
from the Czech
Latvia come
Republic.
up first or Luxembourg come up first?
From the Czech Republic.
Ooh.
Poland.
Ooh.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Selective outrage.
I feel like I've heard that.
That sounds like some fucking.
Isn't that the Chris Rock special that just came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I'm gonna go not Euro.
Let's say not Euro. That sounds like American edgelord
Okay,
shit at its
okay.
finest.
Matt.
Euro.
They are not euros.
I was just going.
I'm gonna say Michigan.
Connecticut.
Ooh.
Connecticut. Matt, I guess.
Oregon.
Pearl River, New York.
John was closest.
Make a Pearl River later.
That's definitely dude. No one can out edgelord
Pearl
America,
Puddle.
dude. I know it's something we shouldn't brag about, but our edgelords are the most edgelord.
Silicone head.
List.
What's the genre?
thrash/groove metal.
Ooh. So like the John Bush era Anthrax.
Like latter era Sepultura.
Early era fucking Roadrunner
Silicone
records.
head.
Silicone Head.
I'm gonna say not Euro.
Not Euro. Okay.
I'll go Euro.
Euro.
I'll also go Euro.
You guys are Euro is correct. Can you narrow it
Silicone
down?
Head. Greece.
Italy.
John?
I'm gonna go with Portugal.
Ooh.
Netherlands. They're freaky deaky Dutch. Let's see. Last one I'm going to add to the list preemptively. Frank needs help.
I get a genre, please.
Metalcore.
Oh.
Not Euro, North Carolina.
It all depends on which metalcore you're talking about, though.
I'm gonna go Euro.
I'll go Euro, too.
Wren and Dennis are correct. They're Euros.
Frank needs help.
Frank Needs Help is from...
I'm gonna say Belgium.
Germany.
Germany.
Denmark.
Switzerland. All right, last three.
Okay.
Noise Dicks.
Hell yeah.
Genre me, baby.
Hardcore.
Boo!
That's definitely Euro.
What a waste.
I need to know what record label they're on.
Boo! Filled with hate.
Same one with fucking.
Filled with
Conrad.
hate or Gain Ground in the
Ruction.
90s. Gain Ground in the 90s. Euro.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying Euro.
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 You're all correct. They are Euros.
Of course we are.
Noise
I don't think we've
dicks.
ever been more sure of anything in our lives.
Can you nail a country, though?
Noise dicks.
I'm gonna go with Germany.
Germany?
I'll go the other Axis power, Italy.
I'm gonna go Sweden.
Poland, again. Machine Dog.
Fuck. That just sounds bitchin'.
Hard rock, is that what the fucking genre is?
Dude.
Power/speed metal.
Not Euro.
What the fuck is it called again?
Machine Dog.
Machine Dog.
Dog. I hope it's DAWG.
DOG.
Boo.
I'm gonna say not Euro.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if it's actually all the members of Machine Head's dogs?
I feel like
Then they're
from
not
fuck-
Euros.
I feel like they're from like fucking like Alabama or something.
It's like I'm Rob.
I'm thinking it's Euro, or it's Asian.
I'm Rob Flynn's
Machine
Schnauzer.
Dog. Yeah, you're right.
I'm Logan Mader's Dachshund. Non-Euro.
Non-Euro is correct.
Machine Dog is from.
I'm gonna say Texas.
I'm gonna say Mexico.
I'm gonna go Japan.
You all get 0.5 bonus point because I could not find the state they were from.
Well, I don't get any.
They're from
'cause
the
I said
States?
I said Asia.
Oh, he said.
Yeah, I don't
Asian.
get.
He said
I got
Japan.
Oh, then you get no bonus
Asia. I
point.
get no point. I get no points.
Yeah.
Last one. Woodland Prattlers.
Just prattling in the woodlands.
It's fucking Delaware.
This
I'm
neck
gonna go
of the
not
woods.
Euro, Delaware.
They had to add the prattlers so they wouldn't get mixed up with the other woodland.
Yeah.
Not Euro, Pennsylvania.
Prattlers. Can I get a genre? That's got to be some kind of
Heavy metal.
ugh.
Not specific at all.
Non-Euro.
Non-Euro is correct. You said non-Euro?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
You all did?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a point. Look
he
at
said
you.
PA. I said Delaware.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, fuck it. I'll bring it back. Australia.
Oh, Canada.
Oh.
So,
Boring.
wow. I'm shocked. Matt, 10 points. Wren, 12 points. Dennis, 13 points.
Bad. Because I said
I'm shocked.
You should
said
have taken that.
Euro. No, it's not Euro. Italy. Because I was daydreaming.
You shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Japan. Well, I couldn't find what state they're from, so you're right. Like, what?
Homework
Jeez.
time.
Homework time.
Oh yeah, I listened to 3 of the 4 records.
Yeah, there was a lot. Well, there.
Fuck,
Actually,
I don't even remember.
There's a
them. I know you
decent
sent
amount.
it to me.
Um,
I don't know that I actually got a chance to listen. Let me check. Oh no, I definitely did because one of them I told you I've already been listening to for a long time.
Yeah. Well, let's start with that one. These are records that were
Hold
recommended.
on, I gotta scroll back through our texts.
Oh shit! We had a Simpsons face react battle. That shit lasted for like, look.
These will not be shared with the
And
audience.
I
It's too
regret none of it. We going on for like a good hour.
Yeah. You had asked me where I was getting them.
Yeah, and then we just fucking kept it going. But we had two guests last week, Mike Walsh and Wyatt Oberholzer from Chemical Fix. And Wyatt brought us Health Volume 4.
Judging by your face, I think you should go first.
Okay. I wrote, this seriously sounds like the Johnny Mnemonic and Crow soundtrack smashed together into one record. Every fiber of my being is telling me I hate this, but my ears are like, nah, man, this is Tight Wolf.
Dude.
7 out of 10.
Dude. First track, I can immediately see why this tickled Wyatt's fancy. It sounds like a ton of stuff and almost nothing at the same time. He's definitely JP from Grandma's Boy. Yeah, you'd like it if you had robot ears. Second track, I really enjoyed. I may even go as far as to listen to this in the future. Songs are short enough that they didn't get a chance to get boring. Very easily digestible. I also said 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I was shocked I liked it.
I was too.
Health was the only band I was aware of. I love Health. I think they're.
Yeah.
We know you work out all the time.
They're from.
Fucking nailed him.
They're from like the same fucking school as like Perturbator, Gosp, Carpenter Brute, and they all come from like the fucking.
Is he speaking Luxembourgian right now?
He's stroke out. What's going on here?
It's from Latvian, guys.
Latvian, sorry.
Yeah.
No, but all those bands like come from that like same. They come from like the Church of Trent Reznor. And
It's the music that
can see
people
that.
like Wyatt have to listen to because he listens to nothing but other music for work all the time.
Yeah.
Like
No, I think Health is great, and I want
It is. It was very good.
I want to see them. I think it's them. I know that there's the female singer. She gets like all the attention, but I know I love. I've been familiar with Health and Health rules, and this
Yeah.
album is awesome.
I would love to see them.
I definitely felt like there was like a string of 90s soundtracks where I would always just buy them because they always had Helmet and the Rollins Band on it. And then there'd be the other bands on it. It sounds like all those other bands
My
mixed
Life
together.
with the
Yeah.
Thrill Kill Cult and stuff.
And like Filter and God Lives Underwater and stuff like that.
Did you listen to it, Matt?
I did.
He had heard it before.
I had heard them before, not specifically that record. Them, him.
I only knew them by name.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about them other than
yeah.
the record.
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't take notes. I've had a lot going on this week, and I apologize.
Yeah, it's
But
fine.
It's all good.
I did take notes, or I did not take notes, but my recollection of it was that it was industrial, but it had very catchy moments to it, and I definitely enjoyed it, and it's something I'll go back to. But I don't.
Some parts
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think some of the heavier parts I could have done without.
Yeah.
Which is like the opposite I would normally go. But yeah, I liked it. It was but everything I was like, this sucks, but the whole time I'm like,
Yeah.
this jamming, I'm like, nah.
That's the type of stuff I listen to
I
at
like
work.
it.
It's
Yeah.
great gym music.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
listen to it at work.
I would not
just put it
know.
on my desk.
Yeah.
Now let's do Walsh's next.
Yeah.
Novo Testamento.
Nuevo Testamento. New Earth.
That's the one of the four I didn't listen to. So
Don't
Wasn't it? I see. I'm trying to recall. Again, no notes.
exposure.
Wasn't it very gothy?
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't feel like it stood out against a lot of the other stuff that's out right now of that same style.
Here's the thing. I said good. Nothing I haven't heard before. I'm wearing a duster and going to the movie theater in the Christiana Mall. This it lost major points with me after the instrumental track, and the last two songs got boring, which on an EP is not good enough for me. 4.5 out of 10.
I'd give it a 6. I think, based on my memory of it.
There's so much out that sounds like
Yeah,
this,
yeah. I
though,
mean, there's stuff that's better.
and it's much better.
Yeah.
It's good, not great.
I wrote, you know that 80s movie where the nerd pays some hot bae to teach him how to dance by tutoring her in math? And then the whole movie is a will they, won't they moment. This would be playing over the montage of said nerd being all feet, but gradually developing very good into a Dance Bot 3000. Very new, ordery, but without anything added to this pot to spruce it up. C+ for originality,
Yeah.
but solid A for execution. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it, but will I ever listen to it again?
Nope.
Maybe not.
Probably
but
not.
yeah, I got through the whole thing. Liked it. But yeah, it just sounds like every New Order song.
Yeah.
But that's also not a bad thing.
That's
'Cause New
true.
Order kind of rules.
New Order fucks.
Yeah, and I'm not a fucking new wave or whatever you're gonna call that shit guy, but New Order fucking rules. I mean, yeah, I liked it.
The second half of that day when I saw The Conjuring with Garrett on his birthday, we saw New Order that night. It was fucking sweet. Good ass day.
How was his bowl cut?
Post 9/11 as
there
ever.
You go. Good answer. Now, do you want to get into what I gave you or what you gave me?
You start.
All right. Well, you gave me 2 records. The first was Eyeball, Never Again. I just wrote it's a great mix of 90s sub pop records and the Riot Girls stuff a la Hole and Babes in Toyland. I dig the slower paced stuff more than the fast.
I think so.
Great bass tone and great bass sound. Nothing earth shattering, but it's just a great listen all around. 8 out of 10. Then another one he gave me was Eyeball's record, Gutterball. That's fucking, the names are just fucking my tongue up. I just wrote same as Never Again review, but this one has a way more Nirvana influence peeking through. Another solid listen, 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
The singer guitar player of that band is a dear friend of mine, so it's happy. I'm happy to.
A deer did it?
Holy shit!
How the fuck did you do that
10
with
out of 10.
hooves?
Yeah, 100 out of 10.
Well, if they wrote that with hooves, I mean, definitely 13 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned.
I think I wouldn't mind getting a couple of
paid-
them on the pod sometime.
Getting paid
I love
in
them.
salt.
I thought it was really good. It definitely had that, like you said, that sub pop L7. Maybe not quite as harsh as that, but like Babes in Toyland kind of vibe, and then more grunge leaning, less hard rock. I would say, but
Yeah.
it was.
I was definitely hearing early Hole and,
Yeah.
and Nirvana in it. I dug it. I thought it was cool. I
they're
only
from-
listened to the one. I listened to Never Again, but I got the idea.
They're from right around the corner.
Yeah, they're both EPs, so it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
It's
Nice.
Isn't it the one dude from Scorched?
He's in the band now, but at the time I don't know if he was in the band yet.
Oh, he's in every fucking damn dollar band there is. Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I would love to hear more, and I'd love to see them live.
They
Name's
were
cool. I mean, yeah, the band's good.
I think last year in 22 they were the only Delaware band booked on Firefly Festival. And because of like a crazy series of events,
Is that the Ja Rule Festival?
No.
that's Fire Festival.
Firefly's the one they do down by the shore all the time.
And
Every year.
it's on it's by Dover Downs.
Oh, it's no, never mind. Yeah, that's right.
That
So-
fucking thing.
Because of like a really weird series of events, like Rain got it postponed the day they were gonna play, and they were like, "What the fuck? Like we wanted to play this so bad," but the staff came to them and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to play the main stage on Sunday when everybody's there?" And they were like, yeah," and they got to play to like thousands of people.
It's awesome.
Damn.
It was fucking sweet. Yeah,
They're the only
rules.
Delaware band, though? Mm-hmm. Damn, what was Jimmy's Chicken Shack up to? Don't tell me they actually had something else booked that day.
I saw the weirdest show once at the fucking, what was it, like the Rusty Rudder?
Yeah.
It was Life of Agony,
Yeah.
Candiria, and Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Yeah.
And it was free because like neither show sold, so they pushed 2 shows together.
Yep.
You mean to tell me Woodland Prattlers wasn't available? No, what did I assign you? Comedy?
There was another fucking album
Why don't...
too.
Yeah, why don't we get into the...
Oh, shit, I'm
music?
sorry,
I
fuck.
gave you Seaweed Spanaway,
Yes.
which obviously made such a great impression that you forgot about it instantly
Yeah,
just now.
that's true. No, they if they had 2 singers, I like the second one more. I said this is good. I enjoyed it.
They don't. They have one singer.
He sounds different a lot. I said I would never put this on my own, but I would never skip it. It's a little bit long, but it's good. I gave it a 6.
You didn't tell me who recommended what, but when this was the first one I put on because I had already heard Health and whatnot, and I was like, if Dennis didn't recommend this, this is the album that was written for Dennis, because it feels like it's like all that like Helmet Unsane, like Mudhoney, like stuff that as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, this is fucking Dennis's album. Like,
Yeah.
I'll continue listening to it.
I love them.
probably
Yeah.
now that I've heard it.
The other record that has like Japanese and a brain on it, I think I like that one a little more.
Actions and Indications.
Yeah, I think I like that record
That's
a
the
little
one
more.
with Alan Cage on drums.
Yeah, I like that record a little more, but they have that Pacific Northwest meets like late 80s Discord vibes to me. which both things I love very much. So they have been in heavy rotation for me for years, but they are a wonderful, wonderful band. I think they're underrated.
I would agree to that. I don't hear their name brought up a lot, but it was very good.
Also, they made one of the greatest music videos of all time.
Which one?
Have you ever seen the music video for Soul Asylum's Runaway Train? Where it flashes all the pictures of like
the missing kids and shit.
Lost kids and shit?
Sounds sad.
It is.
You know what I'm talking about, Tom?
Yeah, well, the song's fucking sad. It's about runaways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a song about runaway kids, and it just shows pictures of these kids that are missing and when they went missing. Now, the video was for the song was, what was it, Kid Candy?
I don't remember.
Kid Candy off the record's called 4. And the video is the same basic thing as the Runaway Train video, but it's these two kids going around stealing bikes, and then it just flashes pictures of bikes.
That's right.
And then just
That's right.
stolen last scene.
Like
Blah,
you put on a telephone pole
Yeah,
and say like
and so
bike
instead-
missing.
So yeah, so instead of like kids, it's just like stolen bikes, and the whole thing is these two kids in like Thrasher shirts with long hair.
Definitely watch that on 120
One's
minutes.
riding on the back of the other kid's bike, and he's got like a hacksaw, and they're just hacking off bike locks
Just
out
for it
front of
again?
arcades. It's fucking one of the most hysterical. And it came out, I think, less than a year after the Runaway Train video, which was like one of the most popular music videos of that time. So the timing of it just made it funnier. So yeah, that shit was fucking awesome. So yeah, I thought Seaweed was fucking great.
This dude is rank.
I'm not getting it yet.
I haven't got it yet either.
That's a shame.
I preemptively put my face in my shirt.
Serve it up. Serve it up.
It's pretty bad.
Smells cold.
Give me a biscuit. You sop it up.
Jesus, Thomas, calm down. Jesus, keep it in your pants, buddy.
A fart I could never.
Now, comedy-wise, you gave me a British lad,
Oh, that's right.
Dan Nightingale, co-host of Have a Word Pod. The album's called Smasher, or the special.
Special.
Smasher.
More special.
Not bad, but I never got above a chuckle. I also don't know how much I like this without the accent and the constant use of knobhead.
He
Which-
did say no bait.
Knobhead.
No bid.
Knobhead is just like, I know it's childish, but it's like I can't not giggle at that word when someone with a British accent says it. But I enjoyed the special, but I never got above a type of laugh. I gave it a 6.
Okay, solid.
It's a good special, but yeah, it's never one that will make heavy rotation for me.
When I watched it, I chuckled too, but there was a couple times when I was like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah,
Pretty funny.
it's definitely funny, but it's not bending over, clutching your sides funny.
No, but I'd still
It's
recommend
still
it to people
solid,
though.
yeah. If people were like, "Yo, what's some good British comedy?" I would definitely.
just came out.
I recommend I recommend him and a couple others.
Probably Juicy too, honestly.
That Juicy, and then like I don't know the last Jimmy Carr special, which is fucking brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Just it wasn't like the greatest thing I ever saw, but it was still solid. Mm-hmm. I never got above a chuckle.
Now, you assigned me
I prefaced it first though.
Mike Cannon's All Green Lights.
It's Mike Cannon. For these two, I'll tell him he did a special about a year ago, where the whole premise was he was doing nothing but crowd work while on edibles.
150 milligrams of edibles to be specific.
And he also encouraged his crowd to show up on edibles. And it was actually pretty funny. The funny thing is, like, the only thing he had on stage with him was a beanbag chair, so that was kind of funny. But
Great set piece.
then he followed it up with All Green Lights, which the premise of the special was he did the same thing, nothing but crowd work while on edibles, but he hosted.
No material allowed.
No material allowed. You could occasionally take a topic out of a bucket on stage, but it was just 6 comedians that are friends of his that he made them take edibles and do the same thing he had previously done on his special.
Was it 5 or I think
It was 5 or 6.
It was 5. Yeah.
But yeah, he did the same thing with like, all right, guys, I want you to get up there and do like 10 minutes apiece while incredibly high on edibles, and you can only
No written material.
None.
Freestyle.
If you really didn't, the crowd was not giving you anything to do crowd work. They had a bucket on stage that had like, would you rather type questions on it.
Now, Let me. I'll start. I'll do it. I'll do it in order. I think I love Mike Cannon, number one.
He's fucking cool as shit.
He's great on stage.
It's a great idea for a special. I
yes,
think
he was funny. Chris DiStefano went second. I couldn't believe they let him go second. And it was funny, but it seemed like he was kind of just like falling apart.
it's because he was on edibles.
I think he was too high.
Is he the one that got canceled and then his back?
Nah, that's Chris D'Elia.
That's Chris D'Elia.
D'Elia, yeah.
Chris DiStefano is actually funny.
Yes. And not a piece of dog shit.
Garbage.
Yamanika Saunders was next. I said squawking like a bird / Cartman.
I like her. I thought she was the best part of the whole thing.
I think it slipped very quickly when she got on stage. Then it was Karen Feehan, personality of a piece of loose leaf paper. Brendan Sagalow, I just wrote.
He's like that when he's sober.
How many
too.
Z's?
5.
5 Z's, okay.
And then
Alternating caps.
Yeah.
yeah, and Joey something was the last guy.
Dardano.
I said, what in the ever loving fuck is going on with that guy?
Like, Go
I
ahead.
said this special felt like school. I gave it a 1.
Ooh.
I told you straight up. I was like, just going. It's an interesting concept.
Yes.
And the results vary depending on how well they handled the edibles. Because like the people that don't do edibles are a lot. I think he gave them like 25 milligrams.
You could tell.
But the people that were like active weed smokers, he was given like 100,
Hondo, yeah.
if not more. So it was definitely funny because like the first couple comedians that went up, they went up like just as the edibles had just started kicking in.
Yep.
But as the show went on, the later comedians had more time for the edibles to do their job.
Yes.
So it just started going way off the rails. But I wouldn't say it's a great comedy special, but I thought the idea was fucking hysterical.
Sounds funny.
And watching like some like comedians that I love just go up there and just like stare and completely bomb
For that, yeah.
That was just like hysterical to watch, like them out of their comfort zone, just like, oh, like it was fucking great. I thought Feehan was hilarious too.
I didn't even smile. And she's pretty funny.
Yeah,
In other situations. Now, it wasn't funny, not really.
Yeah.
But it was very entertaining.
yeah. It's just funny to see like who can handle their shit and who can't.
Yes.
I thought Yamanika was the highlight though.
She was bugging the shit out of me.
And Chrissy D started off good and ended poorly.
Yeah, I agree with that too. He
So
slipped quickly.
I think he got up there early enough to really miss being super, super high. I just thought it was an interesting concept. I was like, you gotta watch that.
Yeah. Well, we at this point we'd love to accept some assignments from you guys if you got stuff for us.
I know fucking.
I know for a fact Matt's got 7 assignments for us.
Just 2. Just
2 each or two total.
2 total. I'm not going to do that
Nice.
each thing anymore.
Yeah.
One of them, Dennis may... I think he's familiar with, but if he is, then he just revisit it.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. I'll start with the one that you may be familiar with.
Okay.
It's a band called Paw.
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 I hope you're going for the good record.
And it's a record from 1993 called Dragline.
My man.
Dennis is familiar. I figured he would be.
I will revisit it though. It's been about a good 5 or 6 years since I
It's a
listened to it.
really good...
I don't see Tom liking this at all.
I don't want to say grunge. It's not really a grunge record. I call it like an early indie rock record, but it's very melodic. It's got a lot of catchy parts to it.
But it's rocking.
It's rock.
Okay.
But the vocals can be divisive.
Interesting.
I like the vocals a lot, but
It took me like my initial. This was actually the record that introduced me to the band. It took me a few listens for the vocals to like. If I had my preference, I would pick different vocals, but by the time you get used to them and settle into the record, you're like, okay.
well, the thing is it clicks with me. The third song on the record is called Jesse. That's probably their most popular song.
Here's someone that did a music video for that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It's super, super, super catchy. It's
Yeah.
it's about his dog. So,
Oh, great! Now I'm gonna start crying when it plays.
and my other one is something I kind of just took a deep dive on Spotify, going like like for fans of, just going down through the rabbit hole to find something. So I found something that I just started listening to the other day, and today I kind of settled on it. I don't know that I don't have my opinion formed yet of this record, but I figured I'd let you guys come along on the ride.
I'll wax poetic on it, sure.
It's a band called M40, M:40. They're from Sweden.
Euro.
Yes. Album's from 2019. The record is called Arvsynd. It's Arvsynd.
2019?
Yeah. And they're like
M:40?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the album.
No, regular
there.
colon.
Gotcha.
They are
Fully erect colon.
crusty D-beat stuff.
Huh.
But it came out 2019, so the recording's really good.
Oh.
So,
All right.
just check it out. It's something I just recently kind of fell into, and
Sure.
I've been on a big crust kick.
Is it a full length?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And it's all in Swedish. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So those are the two. Figured give them a shot.
You want 2 from me too?
Yeah, buddy.
Whatever you want.
Bring it on.
Whatever you
All
got.
right, I gave you guys something safe.
Bring it on,
with-
sis.
With Ride Stairs last time, so I'm gonna give you 2 other new records that are chaos. One's called Scalp. It's by a band called Scalp. The album's called.
I know Scalp.
The album's called Black Tar.
Black Tar?
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Is
the
that
other-
a newer release?
It came out this year.
Yeah,
and then-
I know the first release.
And then the other one is the Hers Collective. We're Still Here.
Spell that?
It's the Hers.
Like the chips?
HIRS.
HIRS. Collective?
Yes. So
We're Still Here?
So live, it's a 2-person thing with
I'm sorry, what's the name of the album?
We're Still Here.
We're Still Here?
Yeah. So live, will probably turn you off, Dennis. But it's 2 people with a drum machine. But on the album, there's like guest appearances like out the wazoo.
Godflesh is 2 people with a gun drum machine.
But but it goes from like Shirley Manson to
Pull up
like
your Spotify.
the girl from
Pull up
fucking.
your Spotify.
The album's like pink. It has like a green hand on it.
You say it's got a girl singer? When you saw about Shirley Manson from Spotify?
No, Shirley Manson's like on that record. She's like a guest appearance.
Oh, sick. I was wondering where the fuck she's been.
And then, but it's got like one of the guy from Soul Glow, members of like Escuela Grinds on it. Like there's a whole bunch of like guests. There's literally guest appearances on every single record or every single song.
Here stands for something. What is it?
I have no idea.
I'll bring it next week. I forget right now. I've been meaning to check this band out because they
have
play.
7 million songs. Like one of their albums literally has 100 songs on it. But this one,
That's too many songs.
well, they're like
Frankly, it's too many.
yeah.
Now, Den, what do you got for me this week?
Now, we've been mentioning on this podcast for quite a while how Japan does everything much better than pretty much every genre of music as far as I'm concerned. And I am also a person who does not like to use Spotify, but for some reason I just felt I was just sitting around playing video games and I was like, I'm going to see what I can find on Spotify that I haven't heard before. And 2 bands I like from Japan have records that I didn't know were out. And they're newer, but I should have known about it, but I just didn't. One is a band I'm pretty sure you heard of. One is a band I'm pretty sure you haven't. The one I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of is a band called Horsehead Nebula.
I know them only by their name being sick.
I think I used them for one of the initial Is It Euros. And the album is called Worship at the Altar of Diablo. It is a modern metallic hardcore, but not corny. But it's just super fucking heavy, and I enjoy it. And the other one I found is a band one of my favorite Japanese hardcore bands of all time. And this is a record. I found out this from Spotify that I'm actually 2 records behind on this band, but I'm just giving you the most recent one. The band's called Creepout.
I know Creepout.
And
I thought you were gonna say Doggy Hoods.
I wish they had new shit.
What the fuck is... God, and anyway. No.
What? You
I'm
all
trying
right?
to... There's another Japanese band I can't think of off the top of my head right now.
Slang or Numb or
Nah.
Sand or
Something with a number. Urban...
Urban 40.
That might be it.
Anyway, this Creepout record is called Svvines and Heretics.
With a Z.
And typical to their usual Swine is spelled Svvines. They really like the whole Holy Terror thing. So, yeah.
All right.
Creepout, Swines, and Heretics, and Horsehead Nebula worship at the altar of Diablo.
And that's no comedy this week?
Oh, I got a comedy for you.
Alrighty. This
is by a female comedian who I've enjoyed for many years, and I didn't know this special was out, and it's actually like over a year old. It's a comedian named Sarah Tolomash.
Are you going to try and assign me Voluptuous Boy?
Yeah. Why?
It was on my list to assign. So
there you go.
I've seen it.
Well, fuck me. Then just do the records, I guess.
I laughed at that. I laughed at that special a lot more than I thought I was going to. I had it on my list of things to bring to the show because maybe you'd seen it or not.
For anybody who's curious, it's on YouTube. Sarah Tolomash, Tollemache, and the special's called Voluptuous Boy.
The title is hysterical,
and the joke behind it's even funnier.
The joke is even funnier. Yeah. It's probably a half hour.
It's 45 minutes.
I knew it was short.
But yeah, I'd only seen her in like 10 to 15 minute increments, so I didn't really get to like a long form out of her, and this is fucking just fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I loved it.
She's one of the best female comedians going, and one of the best comedians going. I think it's a great special.
Yeah.
I'm really upset that it took me this long to figure out that this special existed. So I guess she wasn't doing the podcast circuits or promoting it, or even her fucking husband, who's also a huge comedian, could have been like, "Hey,
check out my
you know."
No, and a YouTube special guy.
Yeah, also a YouTube special guy. Yeah, but it's a great special. I enjoyed it. But
now,
what dog shit you bring me this week?
Oh, no, I don't even want to say anymore.
Oh, I was hoping it's actual dog shit.
No, comedy wise, I'm gonna give you a special by a guy who's been around forever and ever, and he just put out a new special like I think 2 weeks ago at this point.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Okay.
It's Lewis Black.
Oh, it's in my queue.
It's called Tragically, I Need You.
Yeah.
Now, I watched it hoping that it was going to be good. I was like, please don't let this stink. Because I love Lewis Black so much.
He's great.
And I watched it, and I was like, boy, he fucking delivered.
He's one of the few people that got quote-unquote canceled.
Really?
To where I actually thought was like... But those people are like, I can't believe this person got canceled for that. And it's usually something really heinous shit that they should have been canceled for.
But it was what for? Why?
He did a USO show with, I think it was with a model of an actual like model. So it was like him, another comedian, and like two models were going over to the Middle East to do a USO show. And in a joking picture is him honking titties. But here's the thing. He wasn't actually honking her titties.
He was doing it in the air?
Because she was like making a wacky face too. And it was also, she had a gigantic like flak vest on with like the metal plate and shit where you couldn't even get your hand around it.
Sure.
And she was like, obviously it was just like a candid, let's take this funny picture thing.
Uh-huh.
And people, then I guess something happened where she was like, look, he groped somebody on a female on an airplane, and they tried to cancel him for it, and they actually stopped doing his segments on Daily Show because of it. But he eventually came back. They brought him back for it.
Well, Comedy Central, whatever.
Yeah, they're kind of pussies when it comes to that. But that was like one of the few times I'm like, yeah, this is a dog shit reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now he was building this material, and then COVID hit, so he didn't get to tour until I think like a year-ish ago.
Yeah.
I almost went and saw it, but tickets were kind of high.
Yeah, his tickets were a bit pricey.
He's doing that Burt Kreischer thing in Baltimore.
Yeah,
coming up soon.
Yeah, tickets were like $80,
mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know right now this week, but I was
comedy shows are more than I anticipate because I want to see Anthony Jeselnik really bad. I've never seen him.
Oh man,
and his fucking tickets
I can't imagine.
He's probably like 50.
No, dude, they're like 150.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. He was playing. The closest he's playing here is the Wellmont Theater, which is like in like central northish Jersey, and like tickets
big enough room.
They're like 150, like $150.
Fuck that, dude's not that funny. He's hilarious, but there's not $150.
He's not $150 hilarious.
Yeah,
for a ticket.
Not on my budgets. No, sir. Now,
Now-
Lewis Black, I love Lewis Black.
So I'm curious what you like. I encourage you all to
If it's-
watch it.
if it's
it's
cla-
Lewis Black.
If
I
it's
love
classic
Lewis Black.
Lewis
Yeah,
Black,
yeah.
I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
And
Is he angry?
Yeah. Does he do his
he
little finger point?
just
His finger point and his jowls just fucking
Yeah.
wiggling?
just enough.
No matter what
The
era
finger point when he gets really
of
excited.
Yeah.
Daily Show was, I know a lot of people get fucking angry about, the Daily Shows, they're liberal cucks and all this horse shit. If you still can't laugh at the Back in Black segments he would do, his rants, you're soulless, because that dude is fucking hysterical.
Dude, did you ever hear him on O&A when he would go back and
Yes.
forth with Anthony?
Did you
So
ever-
good.
He and fucking Norton got arrested together on an Opie and Anthony skit.
On the bus.
The Voyeur bus. Yeah, they did a night in jail together.
So funny. Now, music-wise, I know for a fact you know who this band is.
Okay.
But maybe you haven't heard this record in a while, and I want you to listen to it because it's kind of forgotten about in their catalog.
They're called Hatebreed.
They are called the Cocteau Twins.
Excellent.
The record is
It's Cocteu?
EAU.
EAU. Close.
EAU?
Yep.
EAU twins.
And the record, is
they
like
just fucking spell checked it for me.
I think it's like their
All right,
it's
phone.
like their fourth record or something. It's called 4 Calendar Cafe.
4 Calendar Cafe. That's a band that I've heard mentioned like for my entire life, but I've never listened to them.
So their big record is very good, but this record was my introduction to them, and I loved them from the hit of the first chord. I was like, this is Open a Vein in a Bathtub song.
Oh, I do love that type of music.
This is one of my favorite records of any female singer band, so I'm psyched to hear your report
Oh,
on this next
I was
week.
hoping it was twins.
They were offered they were supposed to reunite at Coachella 2007 or 8,
Yeah.
and they pulled out like 2 months before because the singer was too nervous because she hasn't done it in so long, and they were gonna their guarantee was like $5 million or something.
Jesus Christ.
The other guitar player was quoted as saying like, "Yeah, I was really looking forward to play, but it would have been pretty nice to make 2.5 million tax free." And I was like, "Fucking fair enough,
I would have been so fucking mad at her.
dude."
I was like 2.5.
You'd have to be
2.5.
You'd have to be pretty scared.
Look, I'll even give you my 0.5 if you just sack up. God damn it.
Just go there and.
Yeah, it's like here, have
Yoko Ono it.
Yeah.
have a
Fuck
pro,
it.
have a Prozac.
With a voice like hers, you gotta do it the
No.
right way though.
Honestly,
That's-
she would have got 30 seconds in that first song and it would have been fine.
Maybe.
You just got to walk out on stage.
Let her do it with her back to the crowd. Fuck it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's this week's homework.
All right.
That's a good one.
So yeah, for people that held out to the end, patreon.com/earandill and subscribe. Thanks to all the we've had fucking 4 people in the last week and a half sign up, and that's pretty sick.
The numbers are
True to
through the
roof.
roof.
Ugh.
I know.
Why'd you make me do that?
I didn't want to.
Tens and tens of fans.
Tens and tens. Well, it's
Hey.
actually pretty much the spot on. Anything else?
Patreon.com/IRR and ILL. If you have a hot take, if you have a movie that you love that we didn't
Yeah.
mention, or if you want to tell us to go fuck ourselves, or if you're a Harry Potter truther that I don't want to listen to, call us at 302-316-0096 and tell me all about it.
And tell us what you think is beyond the ice wall at the end of the earth.
302-316-0096.
Hit that intro music.